So today I have Miss Crystal in, and she's going to talk a little bit about what has happened basically from birth, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. But before we get started on that, I want to shout out all her artwork here. And I've posted it up. This is all her artwork, not my artwork. It's so amazing.
Thank you.
I love it so much. And so if you just want to let them know real quick where this stuff's for sale, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so where can they find you to purchase this?
Hit me up on Facebook. I'm friends with you on there.
Yeah.
I've got the easy way to spell Crystal, first name, and then the last name is stupid fucking long. So that should be easy enough. And I got it on Redbubble. And I don't know, wherever else you want me to put it. I'll put it wherever. But
I'll find a way to link her. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely plug you in there.
We'll plug you in, so don't worry about that part.
But I can do custom stuff, like the geometric stuff was people asking me to do certain animals, and that one's actually for a friend. She let
Go
me
ahead,
borrow
hold
it.
that up. Pick it up, hold it up.
Oh,
this one?
Yeah.
Maurice.
Okay.
You can see the full thing.
Yeah,
Nice.
she likes llamas.
It's so cool. I love the geometric shapes and the colors.
I've had some very odd requests with those, like, could you do a lighthouse? All right. Could you do a weird fucking fish? I don't even remember what the fish was. It was like a super ugly fish.
Oh, it had the little tentacle that comes out, the little light on top
No,
of it?
not an
Not that
angler
one.
fish. It was
No.
something
Alright.
else. But, yeah, and cat, a tree, I mean, you name it, I've done it.
Nice. I like it.
They're fun.
So, people can hit you up for custom work too.
Yes.
Yes.
Please
And what
do.
do you do for a living?
I am a graphic designer and a print production specialist,
That's awesome.
which means I make your shit pretty. And I get things ready for print and for social media and things like that. And I work at a mortgage corporation. That's pretty big. It's been an awesome job that I've had since COVID started.
Yeah.
Get to work from home.
Yeah.
At the NASA space station with all my computers and stuff. It's cool.
That does sound cool.
But I get to make flyers and banners, business cards. Yeah, anything for advertising and marketing.
Nice. Lay down. Yeah.
Okay,
you
Mom.
stay. Good boy. You're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Oh, stop it. Why is he doing that? He's like, Mom, I know that you're trying to run a podcast. I'm going to stare at you really, really cute. Okay, anyways, so I met you a while back through Josh. I can't really remember because I was going through the ringer at that time. We were just kind of talking about that, which my dad likes to refer to everything's going bad as the ringer. They really put me through the ringer. I think it refers to something really gross. Like that's what I think, but I'm not sure.
I'm going with cockering as soon as you said gross, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Through the ringer. I think it's actually a sphincter, like a
Oh.
ring through the ringer. I'm not sure. I know it's not.
I've never known.
But I say that all the time. I think it's just because my dad was, and I'm like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Yeah, I met you.
so I
at
wasn't
his
really
thing.
conscious, but I think it was like at a workout, right?
Yep.
Okay.
He brought you in because he wanted me to work out with some girls because up until then I'd only been working out with the dudes. And
Yes, that's right. I remember now.
and you came in and you hung out for a bit and you were very shy and standoffish. But I tried my best to make you feel comfortable and not, beat on you like I did the guys.
Yeah. It's okay. I think I'm at that level now.
Oh no, I think you far surpassed me now. You could instantly grab my hand and put it around my neck if you wanted.
Oh, probably.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, all good.
I was gonna be like, oh no, but I was like, probably.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What I
I'm
do
out of
for a
shape and out of
living.
practice.
Yeah, I have hours upon hours. I think I have like a brown belt amount of hours.
That's awesome. I have no belts.
But I'm actually supposed to be a purple belt right now, but I hurt my knee.
You'll get there.
Well, I am a purple belt. Technically, this will be out after we compete in Las Vegas. and I'll have my purple belt. So I am a purple belt.
Yes. Good luck.
So, thank you. Eddie's going to murder me. He's ready for it. I'm ready for it. I actually said I don't want to not go through the gauntlet. Like, I want to go through it.
I would want
I
that
am
too.
not gonna cop out.
It's because I said cock ring. Sorry. I agree. I would want them to give me what they could give me.
Yeah. Well,
like I
I really,
earned
I really want to. I mean, I like that I'm a girl, but I want to be one of the guys, you know? So that's just important to me. I don't know why it always kind of has been. I think it's like the tomboyish way of me, just thinking it's totally unfair that guys can do all the stuff they can do and girls weren't able to do what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I was always a tomboy as well. Still am. I mean, shit, I don't even know how to do my makeup properly.
Yeah, I was just saying my daughter's out for like a shop day and I'm like, cool, go have fun with those people that like to go shopping.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, I mean, it could be fun, but I get pretty annoyed pretty fast, actually.
I think it helped that my sister, who's 8 years older than me and my polar opposite, love pink, love being girly girl, and I'm like, I don't want to be nothing like you. I want to be my own.
My sister is 11 years older than me, and she definitely had a good influence on my style. She was very hippie, free spirit. But I definitely also went through those, like, goth and...
I'm still a punk rock girl.
It really, I would say the most...
Me too.
Yeah, Josh is definitely a punk rock girl.
I know, that's why him and I hit it off so well.
I know. Have you ever seen him in all his get-up?
Yes.
Yeah, it's totally rad.
We're totally mesh on that.
Yeah.
By the way, I am going to the Misfits.
Me too.
We're going to.
Awesome.
For sure.
I can get in for free.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But I don't get to, I'll have to force my way down the pit.
Yeah, I mean, elbows.
Yeah.
I'll stay with Hayden.
Oh, yeah. I'm bringing Hayden.
I'm bringing Rocky. It's his first concert.
I'll stay with the kids while y'all go in the mosh pit.
We got pavilion seating.
Okay.
Way too much, but worth it.
But it's the Misfits.
It is, and I have to see this. I have to.
It's the original.
Yeah.
It is.
And look, I'm not as hardcore fan as y'all are, but I really want to go because it seems like so much fun, and I want to see Josh in his element and taking his son with, and
he's gonna be schoolgirl.
I know,
Giddy.
and I've been to a concert. I've been to a few concerts with, Josh. Actually, not with him, but run into him, and I've seen his head just like he's just going. I think it was Deftones and Incubus a long time ago.
Probably.
And I did go down into the pit, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. My friend Jake McCowan ran through to save me because I was like getting killed.
Oh, that's where I live, man.
During Deftones, like I think my ankle rolled and everything. No, I don't know. No, I know what it was. He was going through, and I was like, I'm gonna be alone and lose him, and so I just ran through this huge mosh pit, and like all these guys were just taking me out. And I rolled on I was like, weighed like a buck, right?
I live in the pit. Every time I've gone to a show, I probably won't this time because I'll have kiddo with me. But, like, I remember I went to a Black Dahlia Murder show, and they had an elevated stage. And I had, like, back then I was cute. I was skinny and cute, and I wore, like, leather pants and stuff and knee-high stiletto boots and stuff. I was doing front flips off the stage repeatedly.
Holy cow!
Into the crowd, and then I finally lost the heel because I landed hard. But I found out that I was 3 weeks pregnant at the time. I had no idea.
Wow.
I'm saving that story for whenever he has his prom date, so I can tell him all about that.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
I started an all-girl mosh pit at Megadeth.
Sweet. You're too rad.
Oh man, like
you're like I'm so rad.
You don't even know.
You don't even know I'm so rad. That's going on a t-shirt.
Yes, I could totally do that.
Make a t-shirt design. I'll put it on my Printful, and you can buy it at hazyarts.com.
That's great.
There's a link to merch.
Speaking of
and artwork. And yeah.
I will.
That's awesome. I'm actually started doing logo designs for Kingdom, so they just find me what they want. And I just kind of make it to where they can put it onto their t-shirt and print out the t-shirt. Because when COVID happened, it was like they couldn't do we couldn't get any merchandise or things like at the print companies, and I don't know, we're just
A lot of places
everything
are
just
out.
shut down.
Yep.
So they bought their own and started doing their own prints, and they were like, you know what, I love this because I don't have to go through all these companies and waiting, and is it going to come in on time? And
Yeah.
we rank the kids by shirts, so
Well, feel free to hit me up if you got any questions about how to do it or what to do, or
yeah, definitely.
or if it looks good, or
I'm a self-taught procreator.
well, those are the best kind.
I'm learning from YouTube and Instagram and just playing. And got to girl that was on my first episode. She
Oh,
did
yeah, I watched that one.
tattooing. Yeah, she does all my tattoos.
I want to get y'all two together.
Yeah.
Y'all would be fun.
Yeah, why?
Because she's like a little tiny version of you.
She's a little rad you.
Yeah.
I like that. I
And
watched
both of
her
y'all have
episode.
mouths like sailors, so it'd be great.
I don't know
Oh,
what the
yeah.
fuck you're talking about. I'm a delicate goddamn flower. Whatever.
We will put a warning sign before this one. No, I'm just kidding.
I liked her episode because I identified with the tattooing side of it because I did that for a few years too.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about that too. Okay, well, let's go ahead and dive in because look, apparently we're gonna be able to talk forever about anything.
Cool.
Cool. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay. So, like, I've told this story so many times that I'm just not even bothered by it. But because there's a camera on me, I might get a little
That's
shaky
fine. Yeah.
for whatever reason. I'm not a nervous kind of person, but I don't know. Whatever. So basically, I wish I could see the camera, but I'm adopted. I was not really put up for adoption like most kids are.
Yeah.
I was kind of left. So
On a doorstep.
no,
No. Where
No.
were you left?
in a motel room.
In a motel room.
Yeah, door locked behind it. So basically, my mom and my dad were together, and they were both like meth heads, speed, whatever. They liked whatever heavy shit they could get their hands on.
Yeah.
And they liked drinking. And they were together. They had my brother, who's like about a year older than me. And things were good for a little bit. Then it got crazy because of whatever. I don't know. Like, it's a volatile situation when you add drugs and alcohol and babies. I mean, that's a bad mix, obviously.
Oh, such a bad mix.
So they split up, got back together for a rendezvous. Boom, there's me. She tried to tell him that she was pregnant with me, and he didn't believe it. He's like, nah, you're fucking somebody else or whatever. So he decided to kidnap my brother, and he ran off with him.
Oh, wow.
And during my mom's pregnancy, she found out that she had leukemia, and she was still doing drugs and shit like that. And I don't know what else she was doing. I didn't get all the details because this story was told to me when I was 6 years old. So you don't know how to ask all this stuff.
Okay.
So,
That's too young to be told this stuff.
for real.
First of all.
Yeah, I met her when I was 5.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I met her when I was 6. I found out I was adopted when I was 5. And like the woman that adopted me is a single mom, which is really unheard of, you know? Like, you don't hear about, in the 80s anyway, a single woman adopting a kid, especially one that already has a kid by birth. So she'd been doing like fostering and stuff like that, trying to find girls that were about my sister's age. Mm-hmm. And then she heard my story and she's like, okay, we'll take her. So anyway, during the pregnancy, my mom found out where my dad was, and he was in like a little shack, and
With your brother,
with my brother.
who's one,
Yeah, like about that,
1.5 or so.
something like that.
Okay.
So my mom and a lady from her church, who I ended up meeting later on, they snuck into this shack in the middle of the night. and they just saw my brother there laying on the table, very malnourished, wearing a dirty diaper. No idea where my dad went. So the lady tries to scoop up my brother and take him. And my mom is pregnant with me. My dad, I think, knows about me being in her belly, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember. It's kind of muddled. But so the lady has my brother. My mom is trying to get out, and my dad comes in and he gets a baseball bat and he just hits her. He knocks this lady is like 60, 70 years old when this happened. Hits her in the head, knocks her out, and then he gets my mom and he starts wailing on my mom and hits her with the baseball bat in the stomach.
Yeah. So he's like trying.
Yeah, so he beats the shit out of these two women with the bat, grabs my brother and runs off. Fast forward a little bit, my mom and the lady are okay. She got knocked unconscious or whatever. My mom goes to the doctor, and the doctor was like, so why do you have bruises on your belly, stuff like that, and she explains what happened. So my mom's doing crystal meth, and she's got leukemia. She gets beat up, and the doctor's like, look, if this is an actual viable pregnancy, which I really don't think it will be, at best, this baby's going to be a complete vegetable.
Yeah, I mean,
At best. You are probably looking at a quadriplegic, and you should probably go ahead and just abort it. So my mom tells her grandma this, who I never got to meet, and this, I want to say this lady because I don't know her at all, but she told my mom, she's like, you can't have an abortion, that's just wrong, you can't, you got to give this baby a chance at life, turn it over to God, you know. So my mom listened to her because she respected her, had me, and
do you know how far along she was when this happened?
no clue.
No clue.
No
Okay.
clue. Like I said, I learned all this when I
Yeah,
was 6.
secondhand, at 6 years old. Yeah.
So I was just concerned that her favorite color was blue at the time, honestly. So she has me. She has me for a week, and she's living in a motel room, and she meets a carny, you know, like any great romance starts, right? She meets this carny, and she decides she's gonna. You could laugh all you want; it's totally cool.
I'm a visual person, so I'm seeing the story in my head.
Good.
And even you said that, it's just the carny that I pictured was
How many teeth did he have?
not very.
That's what I thought too. So, yeah. So she meets this carny, and they decide they're gonna go off and do drugs and stuff, and whatever else they're gonna do. And she puts me in my car seat, buckles me up, sits me on the bed, and locks the door behind her. And she doesn't come back. And the other people in this like really shitty motel room hear me crying, and they're trying to figure out what's going on and everything. And they ended up kicking down the door because I don't know why. I guess nobody had a key. I don't know, but I'm told that the door got kicked in. They saw me there. They said I looked bad, like I was malnourished and stuff like that.
I bet.
So
I wonder how many days you were
I don't know.
there.
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't think my mom could remember that either.
Yeah.
So,
She probably didn't know that she was gone.
yeah. I've learned later on that you're, thanks to other people I've known that have gotten deep into drugs, that you have no concept of time.
Yeah. You lose a sense of time.
And
yeah.
it's really amazing to me how people can do things that you would never ever think you would do, but you do it because of drugs, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So they found out who my grandparents were on my mom's side because she put their address and phone number or whatever. They're like, hey, we got a baby here. They're like, okay, I guess we'll take her. So they kept me for a week, and they couldn't handle the crying, and they couldn't get a hold of my mom. So they said they were done, and they handed me over to child welfare.
Wow.
And then by week 3, I was in the care of my now adopted mom. She ended up fostering me and then adopted me. So,
Wow.
and
So how did you? Well, I'm sure we'll get there eventually, but how did you reconnect with your brother?
so I have 3 brothers.
Okay.
So, basically, when I was 5 years old, my adopted mom and her friend, who's helped raise me since then, and she's amazing, like no relation whatsoever, but this woman has a heart of gold, and she's been like the Donna Reed side of my mom, or moms, I guess. But so they told me when I was 5, and what I really appreciate, even though I've had a rough go with my adopted mom, is that even though we had a lot of shit between us, she would always stop whatever she was doing and answer any question I had. And being a 5-year-old kid, you got random questions popping up here and there.
Yeah.
So
She was just always really honest with you.
yes, and I really appreciated that, and I think I've carried that through my life. How important it is to be upfront and honest and don't hide shit, because it can come back and eat you up.
Yeah.
It really can. So, they told me when I was 5, and because it was my mom and my sister, who is her birth daughter, and then our family friend all living together in this house, at the church that we were going to down the street, there was a lot of talk of lesbianism and stuff like that. And that wasn't the case. And it was really bothering them because, they're trying to raise 2 girls, not have to deal with this BS drama. So we go to
Yeah.
a different church about 15 miles away. This church is tiny. It's got like 35 people in it total.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, they find out that there is a man going to that church who had the same last name as my mom. And it
Dun,
turns
dun, dun.
right. Turns out this dude's my uncle. It's my mom's brother.
Wow.
Yeah,
Small world.
right.
Where are you from?
East Texas,
East Texas. Okay.
Lufkin,
Okay.
Piney Woods.
So it is fairly small.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean they got a Walmart a few years ago, so they're coming up.
Nice.
So that was crazy, and he's like, yeah, my mom and dad go here too and everything, and so we all got together and found out where my mom was. My mom was living with this dude who had
The
4.
Carney?
Nope, different
Nope,
dude.
The new dude?
Different
Okay.
dude. Looked like Carney though. He had 4 kids of his own,
Ay, ay, ay.
and then she had my 2 little brothers, who I met Josh through. My older of the 2 little brothers, Apollo.
Yes, I know him.
Yes.
I think I have a Ramon shirt from your other brother.
No, you have my Ramon shirt that I
Oh,
let
that
him
he's
borrow.
still.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I still got it.
I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna come digging through your closet one day.
He's like, I'm going home and hiding it right now.
So
I was gonna wear it, but it's all covered in dog hair.
I think we all are, aren't we?
I mean, it's crazy covered in dog hair.
Okay, fair.
It's like Gambit.
Yeah.
Like Gambit. Okay.
So when I was 6, we did a meet and greet thing where we traveled to Dallas, and we met them at a playground, and I got to meet my 2 little brothers, Apollo and Jesse, and I got to meet all that other dude's kids too, and
you're like, okay, but these ones are my real brothers.
yeah, man,
Which one is like?
trying to explain my family dynamic is confusing as fuck to anybody.
Yeah, I think I'm on board.
You're good. I mean, ask questions if you need to. Tell me if I need to talk slower, because it's just
No, you're doing great.
it's crazy.
You're doing great. Okay, we're gonna go back to y'all are meeting.
Yeah.
This is your mom and her recent boyfriend, and then your adopted mom
So at the
taking you.
well, actually, that's interesting. I didn't mention this yet.
Uh-oh.
So at the time, my adopted mom could not bring me because she was in a mental institution because she was going through serious depression.
Yeah.
So, the friend of the family, Donna, she brought me along with the pastor's wife. And I'm so grateful for that pastor's wife because she was on it with the picture taking and stuff. So I have lots of pictures and video of that time frame.
Nice.
Really,
She really captured an important moment for
she
you.
got the first hug and everything.
Oh.
And I got to meet my uncle, and at the time his wife, who I later found out my uncle was a massive pedophile, and abused his 4 daughters. Like, but that's a whole other shitstorm. So anyway, I got to meet them all and stuff, and like
At the time, it was exciting.
it was cool.
You didn't know he was a pedophile yet.
No, had no idea yet.
Yeah.
And it was at a playground, so
What a perfect place for a pedophile.
well, I mean, I got to meet my mom there. My uncle was like,
Sorry.
side note, didn't even notice the dude. Hardly
Sorry,
at all.
I had to.
All good. So I got to have fun and stuff with them, and I remember standing behind the car trying to have an alone moment with my mom, just trying to get to know her, And I got all these goddamn kids everywhere, like just coming at you like mosquitoes, wanting to play and
Yeah.
stuff. And I'm like, so what's your favorite color? She tells me blue. And I'm like, why'd you name me Crystal? Such a weird name. She's like, oh, well, 3 reasons. My favorite song is The Crystal Ship by The Doors.
Nice.
I'm like, I don't know who The Doors are yet.
They're amazing.
Later on, found out they're cool. My favorite soap opera star from Dynasty, her name was Crystal. She was such a bitch. I'm like, what's a bitch? Okay. And my
Go
favorite...
home. Hey, what's a bitch?
Yeah. And then she goes, and my favorite drug. I'm like, okay.
You don't even know what drugs are probably at this
No,
time.
no.
Okay.
It all had to click later. I'm like, oh fuck, okay, all right. Cool.
Oh my god, what a fun thing to click later.
Yep. But it was okay. I got to meet her, and I got to, build a relationship with her. It made me really appreciate what I did have, because this woman is raising her 2 kids plus 4 other kids, and they are in a 1-bedroom. No, not even a bedroom, a 1-room motel room that they pay nightly. The only other room was the bathroom. They had 2 queen-size beds that all of them shared. This woman would make a meal for all of them on a hot plate.
So 6 kids in a motel room.
Mm-hmm.
2 clean beds.
Yeah.
Bathroom.
It's pretty crazy. But, I mean, damn, that's impressive that you can make food for 8 people on a single hot plate. And it still be good.
Dude,
But
that is pretty impressive.
it is. It really is. So I built up a relationship with her for a while, and it was touch and go. Like, she'd always say that she'd come to birthdays and stuff. Never ended up showing up to birthdays.
Yeah.
For whatever bullshit. At one point in time, they lived with us, all of them, so that we could help them out. Like, my adopted mom gave her husband, boyfriend, whatever he is, a job. And then one day they ended up disappearing, and we had no idea where they went. And we reconnected with them like a year or 2 later, and I see their Christmas photos. I'm like, that's my shirt. That's my suitcase. That's my...
So they took your stuff
They took all my shit, man.
and took off, huh?
Yeah. So I've had a lot of trust issues and abandonment issues growing up, for sure.
As you should.
And then the adopted mom was pretty bad about beating me too, mentally and physically. So there's a lot of grief and confusion and anger, a lot of it.
Yeah. Like a love-hate relationship, too, because...
I was scared to death to like call CPS out of all the times I got beat with an extension cord or whatever, because who knows if I could end up worse off than I already am,
Yeah, because it's not a very good system.
No, definitely not. I mean,
It's hit or miss. Most of those people that are taking in foster kids
yeah, some
are
shitty.
for real, just like the movies, I guess, they make it seem like,
Dramatic.
yeah, but it is true that they are taking foster kids in to try to get the money from the government and do the...
She definitely wasn't doing that.
Yeah, like I think, but there are like a lot of people that are doing stuff like that. But there are some good ones too.
I've met a few.
Yeah, I know one works up at my, not works. She comes with all of her animals. She doesn't have her own kids. very sweet lady, and she's taken some in, and they've gone back to their family, and she's always been very heartbroken because she knew what it was going back to.
Yeah.
But the families would be like, yeah, well, we cleaned up, and yeah, because they'll clean up, but then
For the time.
for the time being, so they can get their kids back, but then once they get them back, it goes downhill again. So
Yep. I've actually been told that I've inspired a few people to adopt, and I've seen some really cool success stories from that. Like one couple I knew, she kept asking me all these questions about my adoption process and stuff and how that all went, and she ended up adopting a little girl, and then like a year or two later, she got the sister, which is cool. And
that is really cool.
I've known a few people that have picked my brain about it to see if doing open adoption or closed adoption is good. I really feel like all depends on the person, but personally, even though I found out a lot of awful things about my adoption and about my parents and family, that it benefited me because it let me know that there are many different walks of life. And it let me know that, everybody's got a story. Everybody's got their own trauma to deal with. So I'm no better than anybody else. I'm no worse than anybody else. We all got our shit.
Yeah.
We all got our baggage. So seeing that, and it helped me grow a thick skin too. The fact that my own family could tell me some really awful, awful things that I had to just grow and accept because there's no changing that. But for a long time, I was very angry and very bitter about all of it. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I was a holy fucking terror growing up. I don't blame my mom for beating the shit out of me.
Yeah? Why? What'd you do?
I mean, like, what else could you do at this point?
Well, I have to say, as a parent now, there's sometimes that I'm like,
I agree. No, you're good. I like when I was a teen, not even a teen yet. I lost my virginity when I was 11
ee.
because I didn't fucking know any better.
Yeah.
I would run into people and I would take drugs and then ask what it was. Like, I would pop it in my mouth and then ask.
Yeah, no, I was the opposite.
I was awful.
I was like, what is this? I'm scared. I don't think I should do it. Just do it, Haley. I'm like, what's going to happen?
I didn't care.
I was like worried about everything. I was the opposite.
Well, that helped you survive.
Yeah.
I did it.
I still made really dumb choices.
Because we're kids.
Yeah.
We're kids.
Totally did some drugs I shouldn't have at sometimes.
Yeah.
With some people I shouldn't have and got
Same.
myself in some bad situations.
Same.
Where I lived and I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met some kid who ended up being the grandson of Hell's Angel. He gave me crack.
Oh.
I took heroin, and then asked what it was. I took copious amounts of pills because those were easy. I did acid with some dudes I didn't know. Lied to my mom, told her I was somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then she wanted me to hang up my clothes when I got home, and I couldn't function. So I confessed to being on acid. But like that, now that I look back at that, that was scary as shit, man. I was like 13 years old, and I went off with these guys who had their own apartment, and they could have raped me. They really could have. They could have raped me and dumped me.
You know, that's funny because you just gave me like a flashback. It's so weird how those come when we're talking about things. When I was probably 13, I want to say 13, I don't know for sure, but my best friend at the time, her sister, that's a whole another story. Her sister is not like her full blood. She's half sister, but they didn't live together. She was older and she was a stripper, and she was supposed to be taking me and Christy and my friend Jana. And we went over there and we were supposed to stay the night with her sister and have, whatever. Ends up she left to go strip. Or no, I think I was told she left to go have an abortion.
Wow.
And then go to the strip club. That's what I was told.
Wow.
She left us there with all these guys. And there was the coolest, like I have to say, it really was cool, bong. Like it was like this gargoyle, and it was like all porcelain. It had all these, and it was just So cool. And, I was like, yeah, let's smoke, whatever. So we started smoking. And then in hindsight, older me now is like, that was ridiculously dumb to
Oh,
sit
yeah.
there with three adults, men, smoking with three children, right?
Right.
Well, me and Jana both started getting really bad feelings, so we all went into the back room and we locked ourselves in there. And turns out later we found out that there was like PCP in the
Oh, man.
and Jana was like throwing stuff off the balcony, and Christy was like eating dog food, and like, I mean, it was crazy. It was really crazy. And I just remember the last thing I remember is us all locked in the bedroom with stuffed animals because she had children, but they weren't there. I think her sister had some children, but they weren't there. Yeah, I don't know. I found out later that yes, this guy is one of those like pedophile type guys that does stuff like that. And I remember this guy was just smiling at us the whole time.
Oh, that's not fucking creepy, is it?
No, and it was horrible because I'm such an animal lover, and they like took this cat and put like they like blew smoke in it and then put like a tin thing over it. And I was like, I can't with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a situation that I thought I was going into actually safe. Like my friend's mom sent me there,
Yeah.
and it was to hang out with an older sister who has her own apartment. And like in hindsight, I'm all remembering now. I'm like, oh, you totally probably,
Yeah, you hear the alarm bells now, right?
yeah, almost probably got raped.
Yeah.
Lucky for y'all getting your, like, feeling like, maybe we should go lock ourselves in the room.
Right? Good.
Yeah.
Good. Ugh. Yeah, no. I had
Yeah,
way
I'm
too
thinking
many-
about it right now, and I'm like,
I
that
got
was-
into cars with strangers and stuff too. Yeah, yeah. All sorts of stupid shit.
stupid things. Stupid things.
Man. Yeah.
And I have a daughter that's,
That age.
12 years old and a son that's 14, and I'm just like, I'm so, I don't know. I can't believe. I mean, thank God kind of for cell phones and social media, but kind of not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah. It's terrifying to think about what they're having to deal with and go through now because now they have more of that shit in their face too.
I hate it. I don't even know how to explain how much I hate the school system right now. Like, I'm grateful for it because I don't know that that I'm a good teacher.
Oh, I'm fucking not.
Yeah, I probably have. Yeah, it wouldn't be good. We would just be yelling at each other.
Right?
But it's like I wish I could homeschool them because they've learned all these terrible habits from all these other kids that have terrible habits in their own home, and they really soak that energy in. And and like now that they're all the way in middle school and high school, it's like, okay, well, it's too late now. They've already been exposed to.
Never too late. Keep talking.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can.
I just keep telling my kid, the most important thing is be a good person and be good to
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Because you never know what anybody else is going through.
Yeah.
Just, that if they have the basics of things that are right, I think that you can help them with whatever weird shit that gets thrown at them.
Yeah, I try to talk to my kids about everything and make everything kind of a lesson and go through, scenarios. They get annoyed with me. They don't always listen,
Same.
but I'm like, well, you need to like see the other side of this. Don't be so one-sided. And they're like, whatever, Mom. And then they talk over me and then go in the other room and I'm just like,
Punch a wall.
yeah.
Okay.
Rah! And then I go outside and start hitting the punching bag.
See?
And
I
I'm
missed
like,
that.
okay, that's better than killing my child.
Yes. And now we have it on video.
And I make them do it too. Yeah, I make them when my son Ewan gets like, he gets his like fire hands like going. He's like, I see just fire coming out of him. He's like becoming a Super Saiyan.
Yes.
I'm like, go right now.
I need that for my kid. He
Yeah,
needs
go
that.
start hitting that punching bag now. It was the best $20 that I found on OfferUp.
Oh, nice.
Best $20 is one of those stand-up punching things.
I still have both of mine that you gave me.
Yeah.
Or that I bought from you or whatever.
Yeah.
I still got them. I haven't hung them up yet, but I need to.
Yeah. Don't you got a bag hanger though? Like a bag rack?
No.
I thought y'all had that.
I was going to get that, and then we ended up moving. So
Oh, okay.
now it's a whole
And then
different.
you got all your art like
Yeah,
table and
so
stuff. So.
it's a two-car garage. So half of it's my art stuff, and the other half is all of the shit we don't want to deal with.
Yeah.
So we gotta deal with that shit so that we can make room. Dave got
so much work to
a
deal
bench
with.
too,
Oh, nice.
so we gotta definitely mess with that. You guys should come over and hang out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely. He
Paint.
can hang your thing for you.
Yes, cause I'm not tall.
He can hang your bag for you.
That sounds so dirty. Could you hang my bag for me?
Hey, so you want me to come over and hang your bag?
Yeah, could you do that for me,
I
please?
can
Thank
do
you.
that. I can hang a bag.
Oi.
Work with me.
Awesome. So,
So back to the story.
yes.
Where were we?
Shit, I don't know. 5.
6.
Oh, 6. You
6.
just met Apollo,
And Jesse.
Jesse.
Wait, so Apollo's your younger brother?
Yeah, he's the one right below me.
So what happened to the older brother?
David. I met David when I was 17.
Okay, so that's later on down the road that you found that. So he made it.
He made it.
Okay.
He lived.
I'm like on the edge of my seat going, what happened to him? Is Apollo the older brother?
No.
No. Okay.
David is alive and well, and we have many stories involving David, too.
Okay, cool. All right, so after you met your mom and you saw like the living situation she was in with these 4 steppish kids
Yeah.
and 2 biological kids, with him or with other people?
God, I can't even keep track of that woman.
So you don't know if they
Well-
had different dads or...
Yeah, I think we came to the conclusion that we believe that Jesse and Apollo have different dads.
Okay.
And David and I, my older brother, we have the same dad.
Okay.
What's funny, though, is that David and Apollo, even though I separate them and they don't have the same dad, they look more alike.
Oh,
and
yeah?
Jesse and I look more alike. We both have the dark hair, dark eyes, dark skin tone. Well, I mean, we're white, but we got tan. And David and Apollo have the blonde hair, green eye, blue eye thing.
I know, I was so shocked when when I connected, when he was like, yeah, that's Apollo's sister. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we don't look like. But David and him look a lot alike.
But he said when you were younger, y'all kind of looked more alike, right?
Yeah, like the nose, eyes area, it's kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like if you look at pictures of them together, you'll be like, okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now he's got a big beard and shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I knew him from 24 Hour Fitness. Christy took me there and was like, Michael's friend Apollo works here. And I was like, cool. And then we met him and I was like, oh, he's a cute flirt for sure.
No.
Yeah, he was.
No.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure that's why she always wanted to go up there.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be like, I really want to work out. And I'm like, I know you don't really want to work
Go
out.
do what you do.
Do whatever you want to do.
Back whenever I was skinny before I had Rocky, we I remember one time my brother was like, we're the better looking of the siblings. I'm like, yeah, we are. You're right.
Totally.
And I'm like, wait a minute. You're an ugly fuck, though. And he's like, shut up. And you're not.
Yeah, he was a pretty boy. Blonde hair or whatever.
He still is, but he married a pretty girl.
I bet.
I watched that happen.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I was there from they met from day one, and let's just say she stuck through it.
She did. She's
Yeah.
awesome.
She stuck through because he was, let's say he was just very
Angry?
because of drinking, because me, Mike, and him were hitting
Yeah.
whiskey pretty hard.
See, he
and
went through
then-
a lot of shit, too, with all this.
And then after Mike's death too, I think he started kind of chilling out a little bit.
That hit him hard.
Yeah, I hit all of
Mike's
us hard.
Yeah.
Mike's death was a very big eye opener for a lot of us.
Yeah.
A lot of us. I didn't really drink and drive, but I was with an alcoholic, so I used him as an example with my alcoholic husband. I'd be like, you see what can happen? Like, please be careful. And it turns out, he flipped his truck in the middle of the night one time. and almost died himself just because he was drunk was the only reason he survived, because he was limp.
And her
Yep.
daughter shit in her boot.
Oh my God. And so let me just, we'll do a little side story. Let me just set the scene here. Ewan's 4 and Chloe's like 2. So he's like 4.5 and she's 2. And they share a room. And no, they have separate rooms. Yeah. Ewan's asleep. I think Chloe's asleep. And I'm like outside in the garage, and I smoked cigarettes at this time. So I was smoking, like chain smoking. And I was just like, just talked to Evan. And I was like, are you on your way home? And he's like, yeah. And he didn't sound right. And I was like, I thought you were at, because it was always at band practice, but he wasn't really at band practice.
Oh, yeah.
He was really at Park's Place getting drunk. And so he was at Park's Place and he was wasted. And he left Park's Place, made it almost all the way home. And then right at a turn, he hit a pole and flipped his like new Honda bridge back thing. I don't remember what it was.
A cool new car.
Cool new car. It's such an awesome truck, which obviously went into debt later because of repossession and all that kind of stuff. Which there's a long line of that followed with all the, he already had a suspended license. He already had DWIs, so he'd already been to jail for drinking and driving. You know what I mean?
Real winner.
For no registration, no inspection. You know what I mean? Like, it just constantly, after this, I blew into a breathalyzer in a car, and I got my picture taken for 2 years. And I wasn't even the one that had gotten in trouble for drinking. I didn't even drink. But I had to do that because of his terms and his probation and all of his, like, they needed to proof that I was the one driving and not him.
Wow.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Chloe and the poop.
Yes.
I'm in the garage and I'm just like, I start seeing all these, I'm like, he's taking too long. And I start seeing all these cop cars and ambulances. And I just knew, like, I had the feeling in my stomach. And I was like, I can't get a hold of him. So I just get in the car because I think the kids are asleep. And I drive down the street. And lo and behold, I see his truck flipped. I stop in the middle of the road. I get out. I run over to the cop. And I'm like, is he alive? And he wouldn't tell me anything at first.
Oh, jeez.
Then he just started asking, ma'am, was he drinking? And I'm like, I don't know. Is he alive? And he's like, he is alive. He's on his way to Baylor. And I was like, okay. And then he started questioning me, and I was like, I can't answer your questions right now. And I just took off, right?
Right.
I go home, and I start calling his mom. I start calling my mom. And I hear a little bit of noise. And so I run in there to check on Chloe. And she is butt-ass naked, has shit in both. She's 2 years old. She has shit in both of her rainbow rain boots and put her feet in them. And she's standing and smiling at me and just digging her toes in those shit rain boots. And so I am still like in shock mom mode, like I don't even laugh. I'm just like, oh my God. And I pick her up.
One more thing, right?
Yeah. And I'm on the phone with his mom. My mom and dad are already on their way over. And then I'm on the phone with his mom, and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm in the bathtub and I'm cleaning Chloe off. She's shitting her rain boots. And she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, can you go to the hospital? They said Evan's here. I'm just like in mom mode, like fight or flight. I'm worried. I'm about to leave when my mom gets there to drive to the hospital. And she's like, whoa, you're not driving anywhere. Like,
how could you after all that?
Yeah. And I'm like, I got this. I'm good. Like, I do that a lot when I'm in like,
yeah,
I got it. Nothing's going to happen. I'm not freaking out. Totally freaking out.
Side note, I was very much freaked out.
And it's really stupid because, like, I don't have any anxiety or any, like, I'm just like, rah, get there. But, like, when I have to go do something fun, like go to Las Vegas, I'm, like, freaking out and worrying about it. And, like, this is going to be so scary to get on the plane.
So the plan thing is what gets you is the planning, because you think of all the different things that could go wrong. Whereas if you have to react, you're like, I got it.
I'm just in it. Like, I'm calm. Like, I do it at work when we would have emergencies. I just jump on it and got the emergency. Everything's good. But
are you picking up my stomach grumbling because I'm hungry?
I'm hungry too. No, I can't hear it. I'm hungry too, though. Anyway, so yeah, that was fun. I was trying to deal with Chloe, and she was shitting. And she's just so cute. She had like long hair, butt ass naked, rain boots, shit.
But
all
the good
happy.
news about that is that it kept you from freaking out about all the things that could be wrong with him.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that
That was a good distraction.
I think things like that happen in life for a reason.
Totally.
And my mom did show up in enough time, and my dad was like, "What's going on in there?" And he thought it was so hilarious that Chloe had shit in her rain boots. And I was like, "I don't even know, Dad. Just come in here and deal with Chloe." And my mom was like, "I'm driving you." And I was like, "Okay."
Good.
Yeah. And then it was like 2 hours. We waited to find out where he was, what happened. He was fine. He was just in a lot of pain.
He sounds like a hot mess. He sounds like shit and rain boot hot mess. Sorry.
It's true.
Totally.
Good.
Flip it.
Totally. You got it. You got it. Okay, let's get back to you now.
Wait, can I go pee?
Yes,
Yeah.
we can take a pee break.
Okay.
Good. I got two as well.
Okay.
Titty Mike.
City Mike.
I don't have any titties, so.
I didn't have him before I had Rocky.
Oh, I had them when I had a kid. They just come.
So when I got him, I'm like, oh, hey, those are cool.
But they'd
Those
have,
are cool.
they've gone away and come back
Back
again.
hurts
And
now,
then
but
gone.
these are cool.
Dude, you spoke to my soul right there.
I know, I feel bad for my mom. She's 5'3".
She has some huge boobs.
Careful what you say. Don't listen, mommy. It's true though. She does, and everybody loves them. You know, what are you gonna do?
Everybody loves him.
Because when you give her a hug, it's like just
Squish.
Comforting.
it's very comforting. I've always been a big fan of boobs because of that. Because mom had big boobs, and it's comforting. Whenever you get a hug, it's like, oh, it's just.
I like it whenever people hug me and then they pop my back.
Yeah, I make him pop my back almost every time that he gives me.
I miss that.
Even like if we're like doing jujitsu, I'm like, oh, pop my back. Real quick. And then I'm like, ugh. He doesn't wait for me to breathe though, so sometimes I'm like, ugh.
Like a surprise.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like now?
I breathe. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Okay, so after you met mom,
Yep.
where do you go from there?
Um,
Wait. No, we did get into they came and lived with you, right?
yeah, a little bit.
And then so you were probably like 7 or 8 when y'all reconnected after they left.
They came and lived with us, I think, when I was like, shit, 10? I don't know. I'm really bad with time frames.
I am too. I have to try to refer to other situations.
I can visualize things, but I can't place dates very well. I think I was about 9 or 10, I guess, when they came and lived with us.
Okay.
I think that was about right. And that was short-lived, a few months. I was really excited because I got to have her there, and I got to,
Get to know her a little better.
yeah, and since my sister, who's my adopted sister, she's like 8 years older than me, she's doing her own thing and everything, so it was kind of like I was being raised alone. So having siblings there was kind of cool. I mean, it was an overabundance of siblings, but it was kind of cool to have some kids there to play with for a little while.
It's a lot.
It was.
It is a lot. My brother, after my dad died, my brother moved in here with his wife and 4 kids, and I had 2 kids. And so yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And I couldn't, my kid couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
It was too much for him mentally, and we had to flee.
Rocky had to deal with that recently too. With my older brother, he got back on meth, and CPS got involved, and we took my nephew, his son, for the summer, and my kiddo dealt with it pretty well, but it was a lot. From him being an only child and having all the attention focused on him to now having to share everything and stuff.
Yeah, that's a little hard for only children.
Yeah. And we haven't seen him in a while either because of my brother fucking up and stuff. But he's trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
So dealing with all that and all the stress and crazy shit I got to learn, that made me very angry.
As it should.
I had a lot of unanswered questions.
Sure.
I had a whole lot of anger built up, and then I had the abusive adopted mom. So, like, I mean, if I did something wrong, I'd get beat. I'd get talked down to. I'd get called names all the time. So, my reaction was retaliation.
Yeah.
I
And did you know that that wasn't normal at that time?
No, other than the fact that I would watch like shows like Full House and The Munsters and things like that, and I realized, oh, that's a family dynamic.
Yeah. Why
Okay.
can't I have this family?
That's how I learned my morals, was from that. Because
Freaking love the monsters.
if I wasn't dealing with my mom being like that, or my sister hating me because even though she was 8 years older than me, I beat the crap out of her. Little bitty, I would beat the crap out of her. So if I wasn't dealing with them, then I was completely on my own because my mom worked a lot. So it was either all or nothing a lot of the time. I got dropped off at Six Flags the whole summer. Like, from the time that they opened till the time that they closed, I got left alone all the time. My mom had a paper route at like 2 or 3 in the morning, so I'd be alone in the house, and I'd do stupid shit. I'd invite boys over. I'd invite anybody over who wanted to come over and smoke weed with me. You want to go tear shit up? You want to go ransack the neighborhood? You want to skip school? Whatever. I did it. From like 5th grade on, I was being, I would have to leave the school before I'd get kicked out because of whatever stupid shit I'd get into. I was very defiant.
At what grade?
5th.
Okay.
So what started that was I actually liked my English teacher. And so I thought I would actually try for a change, because normally it's like, fuck you, I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
I didn't care. But in 5th grade, I found out who Edgar Allan Poe was.
Yeah.
I really liked it. So we had to write poetry in English, and so I wrote some that was talking about, I don't even remember exactly, but it was dealing with the shit that I was having to deal with. All the
Right.
stuff that got thrown on my plate. And of course it was like Edgar Allan Poe style, very macabre kind of thing. I thought it was just me finally being able to have something or some way to voice my opinion.
Yeah, get it out.
Yeah.
A release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my teacher did not like that.
Oh.
She got together with my other teachers, and then they met with my mom, and they decided that they thought it would be best if they put me in a halfway house. So
In 5th grade?
In 5th grade. They were going to send me to a halfway house that was far away from my home. My mom would have contact with me like once a month, phone call.
Just for the poetry that you wrote.
That and my actions, I guess. But
Was it drug use maybe too?
no.
No.
Just me being
Aggressive?
angry and depressed, and I talked back a lot.
Oh, okay.
I still struggle with that.
Yep.
Shut up. I mean, yeah.
I talk back a little bit too. I can keep it. I can bite my tongue a lot because I have for years. Mm-hmm. But I got a little bit of my dad in me, and he was a sarcastic fucking asshole. Like, anyone that knows my dad knows he was a lot.
Even though my mom was my adopted mom, she takes no bullshit off of anybody.
Yeah.
She's always been that way. And I totally inherited that. Even though I have no blood with the woman, I totally inherited that mentality. Like, I'm going to call you out on your bullshit because you need to be called out on your bullshit.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm more like, I don't want to deal with the confrontation.
Now, I'm like, now I don't do it as much unless I feel like I really need to. Now I'm more like, you're not worth my effort.
Exactly. Yeah, I just don't want to give my energy.
Exactly.
But I don't even want that kind of energy around me.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
if I don't have it around me, then I'm not going to have to put it out.
Yeah.
Because it's too draining. Just
is.
like sucks it all out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't understand for the longest time why I was so tired all the time. I found out it was because of some viruses and stuff that have just affected my body over time and caused some autoimmune issues. But also, it was like after I had kids, they're so like both my kids are ADHD and very hyper and just all over the place. And I was doing it basically by myself, that they were just sucking the energy out of me. And I was like, I'm just like walking around like a zombie, you know?
Yeah.
Kids will suck the energy out of you, but they'll also recharge it like majorly with the laughter and the silly cute things and stuff. But but that's different, I guess. Different energy sucker. Other person was probably sucking more energy out of me, to be honest.
And you don't get anything good back from it.
No. Yeah, at least the kids, when they suck your energy, they give you back.
Yeah.
I mean, not right now, the teen years. I mean, there's a few times Chloe makes me laugh. She is kind of silly. She's dyslexic and artistic and a mess and clumsy, so she's naturally funny. But, oh man, she's a brat. She is a brat, and she knows it.
I love my kiddo.
I love mine too.
He's
I love
brilliant.
her so much. Yeah, she's brilliant too. She's gonna be a great artist. I know she is, and she'll call me on my shit quick too. And I'm like, God,
Good.
I know,
We need it.
I know.
Mine does it too. He's very notorious at it, and he's like a lawyer with his ability to barter. Man, he's like, well, okay, so I'm in trouble. Fine. But if I do this, oh, he wanted to play his computer today and he wasn't supposed to. He's like, I'll make you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm like, boy, you don't even make yourself breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What are you
Like,
talking
but I'll
about?
totally do it if you let me play the computer.
Yep. But no eggs, because I don't want to deal with that. Okay, whatever. Anyway,
Are you gonna clean up the kitchen after yourself too, or is that gonna be another chore I have to
Fuck
deal
no.
with? I clean the kitchen. I come home, and there's just sticky stuff everywhere. She just gets into anything and makes all sorts of nice, cool. I don't know.
mine lives off of mac and cheese.
Yeah,
so
she does too. I
wrappers
mean, that's
everywhere.
what she eats. She eats mac and cheese and she eats like normal things, but she gets other things and starts experimenting with them.
Oh, that's fun.
And you'll just see stuff everywhere. And I'm like, what were you making? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Um,
It's messy. She's a mess.
It sounds like a good kid, though.
Well, you know, she's started since day one with the poop. She's painted the house with chocolate. She's
Better than with the poop.
I have pictures of her with her. She was the kid with the icing in her face. Caught her living her best life. Best life with purple icing, just digging in, painting her whole body.
I
eating
love it.
Yeah.
I have one of Dave like that.
Yeah.
I put yellow icing all over his chest.
And he just, nah.
He loved it. He was 30.
Well, you can do it at any age, right?
Yeah. I was I was a lot for her to deal with.
Yeah.
A lot. So when she wasn't working, it was constantly fighting. I wish it could be something as good and memorable as making a mess in the kitchen, but it wasn't.
No.
Shit.
And I don't really yell.
Oh, yeah. You don't strike me as a yeller.
I mean, I could be, and I was, but I try not to, because that's how my dad's language was to me. Mm-hmm. And like once it started coming, and also my ex-husband and my brother, and all of them have that screaming language. And it's so exhausting. My throat hurts afterwards. I'm like, why are we yelling?
Yeah.
From the diaphragm.
I think one of the reasons why I love the Misfits so much is because I heard Where Eagles Dare, and they would say, I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. And that's what my mom would call me. And I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. I ain't no
so
goddamn
it really
son of a
hit
bitch.
to, yeah, that's awesome.
It resonated with me.
Yeah, that's where your rebel came in.
Oh, yeah. I was a rebel from the get-go.
Yeah, no, mine was like just a girl.
Fifth grade, we had that whole debacle with them trying to send me to a halfway house, and my mom immediately called them on their bullshit and said,
Oh, thank
no.
God.
Good
job, Mom.
She ended up sending me to another school. I went to another one. 7th and 8th grade, I got sent to a Christian school, which was a whole other. Yeah, I had to wear a uniform. Um, yeah. Uh, I found out there. I'm really glad I learned this lesson early. The people who appear to be the most kind and safe are not. And the ones who look like me are the ones that are the safe ones. I mean, it's not always true, obviously, but
Yeah.
I found out that like all the kids wearing the Tommy Hilfiger back in the day
Yeah.
with their cool Oakley sunglasses and everything, like the preppy kids, those were the ones that were like doing the bad shit behind the scenes. They were the ones that would give you the drugs. They were the ones that would
Yeah, totally.
do all the awful, awful shit. And then you got me who's like outwardly weird. And I was just, trying to be a good person. But at the same time, I wasn't because I was also very, very angry. Um, Ninth grade, I, like every year or every other year, I got sent to a new school because I would be in school suspension, um, fighting. I like to beat up bullies. I hated that. I hated people bullying other people, so I would beat them up.
Yeah.
Um, I I got
Good job.
um, I would talk back to the teachers. I remember one time after we found out all the shit with my mom's side of the family, my adopted mom sent me to a therapist, and it was one of those play therapy things where you play in a sandbox. So I'm
Yeah.
playing in the sandbox, and I'm like, I'm 7, I think, 7 or 8. And the therapist is trying to talk to me and stuff while I'm playing in the sandbox. And she's like, "Well, how do you feel? What's going on with you? Or how are things like this? Blah blah blah." And I'm like, "I don't want to talk to you." She's like, "Well, that's okay. You don't have to talk to me." I'm like, "No, I mean I don't want to ever talk to you." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "'Cause my mom paid you to be here. Why do I want to tell somebody my feelings if you don't care?"
It's funny that you say that because there's so many times I've been in my own head with my alone time that I I remember that I asked really simple questions as a child that were such big questions now as for adults.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I already had a sense of knowing the answer. But as I grew up, people didn't think I was ready for the proper answers, so they gave me bullshit answers that
Oh,
deflected me from knowing things. Just knowingness, right?
yeah.
Like as a child, the first thing is when somebody's talking to you about God and all this stuff, you're like, so there's a dude in the sky, and you want me to, like I don't know. There's just the knowingness of how small I was and how big the universe was and how like it. I don't know.
That's cool that you were able to get to that point though.
Yeah, like there's all these certain things that now I don't know. It goes really deep, but there's like as a child there was a knowingness of things,
Yeah.
and instead of being just like validated with that knowingness,
Mm-hmm.
adults thought, oh, she's not ready for this answer. I have to give her the answer at the appropriate time, or they didn't believe it, or I don't know.
I always give my kid the very. I try to be basic and blunt with what I say. Not because I think that he can't comprehend. It's just, I feel like if I say it simply, then he can ask me to elaborate if he wants me to or not.
Yeah.
And being forthcoming and honest, yes, we did the tooth fairy shit. Yes, we did Santa Claus and stuff.
I did too. And oh my God, I'm such a crazy person because I do go crazy in my head. Like, are they going to be totally fucking pissed off at me later on in life because I lied to them? Like,
Well,
or
we
are they
didn't
going to be
technically
happy
lie.
that yeah,
We said, yeah, Saint Nicholas is a real person.
yeah,
And we said that the whole purpose of it is that he's somebody who's giving and kind to people.
yeah,
That's all you really need to take away from it.
yeah,
If you're gonna go look at the big red fat guy on the Coca-Cola can, cool. But
yeah, yeah. I always just told and as time goes on, I still tell them, like, do you want to believe in Santa Claus? Is that something that do you believe in him?
mm-hmm.
Do
We're
you
going to
want
have a
to?
disclaimer for this.
Yeah. Do
We're
you?
going to ruin childhoods.
No. Do you want to believe in him? Then he's real.
Yeah.
Because that's with anything.
The Peter Pan concept.
Yes. If you want to believe in it, then it's true to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I agree.
that's where I go because I'm just like, I can't juggle. Yeah. Do you want to believe in it? Okay, cool. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, then, in that case, I am a wizard, and I will forever be one.
Sweet.
And you
Same
can
here.
tell me no otherwise.
My name in high school and all my sports teams they called me Wizard.
I was
Really?
about to say his email when he was back in the day when we would email each other instead of
Wizard
text.
259744174.
Yeah,
Wow.
wizard, blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I changed my mind. I don't want to be a wizard. That's too close to you. I'm going to be a Viking. I can do that. I have the axe.
Yeah, I have a little bit of Viking blood in me.
Me too.
Yeah, I got some Swede.
I do too. Well, you look more like it than I do.
Yeah, but I only have like 22%. I'm way more Scottish and English, but
I think we all are.
yeah,
We got
but I do have some Swede, and I do know where that family comes from. Like I have you know what I
That's
mean?
cool.
Whereas the rest of them are just like Virginia, and it just keeps going down the line, and then
I'm
there's a
trying
dead
to
end.
learn more about all that. I got to do that was like one of the biggest, coolest Christmas presents I ever got was DNA kits.
Yes.
I've done 2. Cause I don't know.
Yeah.
My parents are terrible.
Well, and how are you gonna know?
Oh, it was Dogfoot. Yeah, my mom and dad both said you're Cajun and German. I'm like, okay, that leaves a lot to the imagination. So I found out that I had like Scandinavian and we have English and Irish and stuff, which irritates me because I can't be a ginger. They're soulless. Sorry for whoever's watching. Oh, just kidding.
Do you like Andrew Santino?
I don't know who that is.
He's a
like
ginger.
him,
He's
Rocket.
funny ginger.
Okay.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
He's hilarious. He has a podcast called Bad Friends with Bobby Lee. Do you know who Bobby Lee is?
Dude, I'm out of touch,
Oh
man.
my god, we gotta send these to
All
you.
I do is play video
You can't watch
games.
them while you're around
Kiddo.
kiddo. Though.
Okay. Well, all I do is like I do my art. I play D&D. I play Magic the Gathering, and I play video games, and that's like all I do. I'm content being in my own shell. I'm cool with going out and hanging out with people, but you know I don't need anybody to go hang out with.
Yeah.
I
I'm the
finally
same.
found a way to
not need that.
I found a way to like myself and like hanging out with myself. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And
enjoy
that's the
that.
best. And then like, yeah, definitely. My daughter actually said to me today something about going to a restaurant out to eat, and I was like, Oh, she wanted me to wear a cute shirt, and I was like, well, where am I going to wear that? Like, I don't go anywhere. Come on. Like, I am alternative grungy. That is my comfort, is baggy jeans,
Yep.
sweats, and a t-shirt.
I put on makeup today and I wore a bra. You're welcome.
Good job.
Otherwise, it's like sweats and a big band shirt, and that's all I wear.
Yeah, me too. And I wear shorts during the summer because it's so hot, and Kingdom doesn't turn the AC on, so
That's just mean.
yeah. But I don't like too tight. I start to feel like, I don't know, I'm gonna freak out and take my clothes off because I feel like I'm being suffocated. So I like loose clothes.
I was gonna
But
make
I
a
have,
dirty
like,
joke, but I
endomi-
won't.
You can make a joke.
Nope. Well, leave that one alone.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, anyways, let's get back to you. And you kept getting switched around to schools. You went to a Christian school.
Yep.
That changed you.
Yep. I learned about people a lot there, and how people wear masks a lot.
Oh yeah, everybody's got.
Yep. That was also a time when I had a basketball coach who tried to take me under her wing because she saw the abuse. I was having to run laps and stuff, and I had come home 30 minutes late. That was not my fault, and I got beat with an extension cord on the back of my legs, and I had bruises and welts and stuff, and she happened to see it whenever I was running laps. That was fun, so I ended up having to move schools because of me not giving a fuck about the work I was supposed to be doing, like schoolwork I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
And I had a bad attitude with everything, and Anyway, so they switched me around. I ended up going to another school. I got kicked out of there before it even started. Um, yeah, I got my uniforms. I did it was either basketball or volleyball. I can't remember. I upset those girls. They had a meeting, and basically, I found out I was bi, and I told the girls, I'm like, look, I'm not going to hit on you. I just want you to know that if we have to change in the changing room because we're doing a sport together, that I'll look the other way, okay? I'm not going to pay attention to you. That was me trying to be a good person and, make them feel comfortable. Well, they told on me. I tried to tell my mom. My mom's very much Southern Baptist Christian, so
Against it.
would not believe me. She thought I just wanted attention. So, I tried and tried, and then I'm like, all right, fine. I give up. You don't care. So we had a big meeting. Like, they put me in the center of the room, and all these girls were around me accusing me. It was like a witch trial, but like an 8th, ninth grader, something like that. So, they finally decided that I could stay at the school if I did something, I guess, like write an essay or an apology or something. And my mom's like, you know what? Fuck this. We're gone. We're going. We're going to go somewhere else. So we went somewhere else. Ended up being like a halfway house kind of school. Like, it was out of a storage facility kind of thing. Like, it was just a big open
This is
warehouse.
where we take the crazy kids.
We had a pregnant girl for every day of the week. We had boys that had been in and out of juvenile hall.
So that was a fun group.
Yeah, all the best kids.
Yeah.
I I got kicked out of there, or almost kicked out of there, because I threw a metal folding chair at a teacher because she called me stupid.
Well, you know what? She deserved it. I think Josh almost beat someone to death for calling him stupid once too.
That's something that's a trigger for me, man. Like,
I was called stupid a lot, but it's because I'm dyslexic, so like in school, it just was frustrating sometimes when I couldn't understand.
oh yeah. Like,
What
I had
they
some of
were.
those too.
Yeah, and I had to go to content mastery. I remember I had one teacher in content mastery that was amazing, and she was like my rock. I loved when she was there because she would work with me. And there was another one that was just like, I don't understand how you don't get this,
Oh man,
And I was like, okay.
that just makes you want to shut down.
Yeah, and it was like in geometry, which I still don't really understand geometry. I understand it better now that I do jujitsu. I'm serious. Angles
cool.
and stuff. I totally starting to get those.
Um,
But that's because my whole body is contorted. That's why I'm getting it. Like, I'm not getting it from Mr. Wagliardo going with his stomach sticking out.
what a terrible name.
Yeah, he was terrible.
In 3rd grade, my mom was trying to figure out all the whatever she could do to help me with me not being a good student, because I was not just intentionally being bad, but I was also, I was also having trouble with school. And in 3rd grade, she put me on Ritalin, and I remember the feeling like I was screaming in my head trying to get out, but my body was zombified. Like, no emotion, very monotone, could not do anything. But I felt like I
Yeah.
was trying to get out of my head. And I remember my 3rd grade science teacher, I had my head on my desk, and I could hear everything she was saying, but I was just kind of doing my own thing, zoned out with my head on my desk. She slams her hands on my desk, goes, "Are you on heroin?" I'm like, "What's heroin?"
I'm on Ritalin.
Like, what? And we had this
Yeah.
whole big argument about that. She thought I was on drugs, and I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
That's a hard subject because both my kids are on ADHD medicine, mainly for school. And you can see how it really does help them, but I had to go through several different kinds. And I had to take you into a mental hospital, like children's mental, for Vyvanse. And long story short, over time, I've taken Ritalin and felt the exact same way.
Yeah.
Turns out I finally found a doctor that understands, like, they do these genetic testings so that you can see what your body can process and not process. And some of the drugs that they were putting you on his body wasn't able to process them correctly. And so that would cause a reaction. And they could tell that by doing these tests. So then later on, I got put on Ritalin because they thought I needed it. And I felt the same way. Like, I was like, I don't know why, but like, I feel really focused, but fucking crazy.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, and
sucked.
so it scared me because watching my kids on it, but they're on like a really micro dose and they don't act that way. Thank God. They're actually, when they're off of it, they're bouncing from like ping, 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 ping. Like Chloe can't even not stop to pet the cat on the way to the bathroom and
Jesus.
get lost. Yeah, she's a lost mess. No, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. I'm just kidding. But anyways, yeah, so I don't like that my kids are on medication. I hate it, but it is kind of an option right now that is helping them. And through all the therapies that we've gone through, it's really something that you're not supposed to be on forever. It's just something that you're supposed to stay on for a little while to help you learn the life skills to stay on track and to do, what you need to do.
Yeah.
And then you can try to start to wean yourself off of them. So
that makes sense.
It's like your brain is chaotic and it can't focus long enough to put yourself on the right track. So not only are you throwing them on drugs, but you're putting them into the therapy to work with it at the same time.
Yeah.
And there's need to go once a month to make sure that the medication's working right, that it's not messing with their sleep, making them feel crazy or whatever.
Oh, they didn't do any of that shit for me. They
No.
just dumped me on the Ritalin, and I'm like, okay.
And that's what they did to my brother, too, back then. And he needed to be on Ritalin, too, but they weren't, mental health was not taken care of then. Because had it been, maybe I would have had some coping skills with my anxiety.
Yeah.
'Cause my anxiety, at 15, I was freaking out for no reason all the time.
Yeah, I was angry all the time.
Yeah. And I couldn't figure out why.
Yeah, I felt like nobody gave me the time of day. And then whenever I did get noticed, it was always very negatively.
Yeah.
And then I got blamed that I was a hypochondriac whenever I did try to voice my feelings
I was
about.
always a hypochondriac.
And I was told that I just needed to stop acting like I was acting. I'm like, okay, let me just turn that off. Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But and then like in 10th and 11th grade, my mom was tired of my shit, completely fed up with my shit. And my sister was about out of the house by then, so it was just me and her. And she's like, okay, you're gonna work. Anything you want, you need to pay for it.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll give you the roof over your head, but if you want a car, if you want clothes, if you want food, anything, you're gonna pay for it. And now we've gotten to the point of school where I had to pay for the school. It was no longer I could go to a free school or
You had to pay to go to school.
I had to pay it. So I worked 3 jobs. And I went to school.
At what age did this start?
16. 10th grade. So I worked at Target, movie theater, and then on the weekends, I worked at Trader's Village, which was super cool. Because I worked at the discount concert t-shirts and stuff, the place where you get all. Yes, I worked there. And I had really cool experiences there. Which is why I got to go to Vegas for the first time ever when I was 17.
Yeah.
I went to a convention there. With them to help them pick out stuff because I was the kid, so I knew what kids liked. They took me to that convention and I got to meet this random dude at the convention who noticed my Misfit shirt. And he's like, so you like them? I'm like, yeah.
They're like my favorite.
They're like my favorite Napoleon. I loved them. I kind of gushed about him and the guy was like, well, you seem like a nice kid. Here. And he handed me 2 VIP passes. I got to go see the Misfits in Vegas at a 1930s movie theater, and it was fucking amazing. And it was
that Michael Graves?
Yes. No, that wasn't. I saw Michael Graves here. No, this was in the era where Marky Ramone was on the drums.
Yeah, so It was Only was singing. Right.
Okay. Only what?
Only was singing. Jerry Only.
Yeah, Jerry Only was singing.
Okay, cool.
I don't think Doyle was. I don't think Doyle was in it. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. It was the 25th anniversary tour.
Okay, yeah.
So I got to see them, and then on top of the building of the 1930s movie theater is where they did the VIP thing. And it was so cool. And Jerry Only signed everything I put in front of him. I loved it. But that will always be an amazing memory from a random person.
Dude, sometimes random people give you the best memories. They did that, like, at one time I loved Alive. And me and my sister went to go watch them, and two girls were just like, do y'all just want these passes? It was the same night my papa died.
Aww.
And we chose, like, to go there instead of go to the hospital because it was a concert. And then we ended up getting these two VIB passes and met him backstage. And turned out he was a total dick, and it's like, dang it. I hate it when my people that I like are dickheads. He was like hitting on us. He's like, ooh, are y'all sisters? Oh my God, you're so hot. And these two really big girls behind us were like, we're sisters.
Whatever we can do.
And my
gross.
sister's like, I was trying to have like a moment. And I was like, yeah, he didn't want to have he wanted to have a different kind of moment with us.
Sure did.
And it ruined it.
FYI, Glenn Danzig is a complete dick.
I guess, well,
5'4". But whatever. I don't care. I still love him.
well, I think you can kind of expect him to be a dick, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the 5'4", yeah, you got to be kind of a dick, right?
So at least you already expected that.
I've seen him. I've seen Danzig by himself. I've seen Jerry when he was fronting it, and then I've seen Doyle with his band. So I'm super excited to see all of them together.
I'm super excited to see y'all see them all together.
We're gonna fangirl. You're gonna have wet panties. He's gonna have the wet.
Right
Guys, don't worry. I'll catch all the footage.
Oh man, it's gonna be crazy.
Hopefully, we'll already have put some footage of us at Vegas up by now. So it should have already aired whether or not how we did in Vegas or whatever. Because this will technically come out after.
Oh, cool.
We're back.
Okay.
But we're going to Vegas, yeah. So, we had fun in Vegas!
I saw the whole thing. Or something.
All right.
Have you ever been?
Yeah, I've been twice now to Master Worlds. I actually podiumed up last time we went.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures of that.
Bronze. And the girl that got silver above me, I had her in this like triangle with her leg. I'd never been in that before, but they were like, the coaches were all like, yeah, go with it, go with it. I was like, okay. So I was trying to figure it out, but like the last minute she came up on top with some points, and kudos to her for being able to bend her body like that for that long.
Oh man.
Because I had her leg, her head, and her body like in a triangle.
Oh my God.
And yeah, she's flexible. So she came up on top and got those 2 points, and I was like, damn it.
I would sound like bubble wrap if somebody tried to do that to me.
I was thinking about bubble wrapping my knee. You know, but I think they'll DQ me if I have bubble wrap. Could you imagine? It just like hits the ground. Pop, 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 pop.
Whoa. Time out.
I think her knee exploded. No, it's just bubble wrap, sir.
That's funny.
Anyways. Okay, so after Las Vegas Misfits, when some guy did really awesome, cool favor for you.
So 16 years old to 17 years old, I'm working. I really started to buckle down and realize, oh shit, what am I doing with my life? Like, I don't want to work shitty jobs my whole life.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I want to be able to get out of the house, live on my own, and do my own thing and not have to deal with authority, because I was a punk. Still am. But I didn't want to deal with any of that. And I wanted to get the hell out of there because I was tired of it. When I was 16, I wore what my mom called my Mr. T starter kit. I had a ton of necklaces, a ton of bracelets, spike bracelets, and shit like that. And I had to take it off for work. And one day, my mom and I she was telling me, you need to take that shit off before you go to work. I'm like, they're fine with it. I take it off when I get there. They have an envelope they let me put it in, blah, blah, blah. It's not a big deal. She's like, no, you need to take it off. And I was like, all right, here we go. I'm
She
ready.
threw it away.
No,
Oh.
this meant fight. This meant we're getting in a fight.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Because I could tell in the tone of her voice and stuff. And I was on edge because I needed to go to work, make sure I got there on time, and my instincts just kicked in.
You knew.
I knew, and it was coming, and I immediately, as soon as she stood up to come toward me, I just started wailing on her. My keys were in my hand. I made them like a claw.
Mm-hmm.
Come around the side of the head. I had my spike bracelets on. I was hitting her in the sides with it and stuff. And then I don't even remember. I just remember those motions. And then I ended up on the floor with her on top of me, and she was much, much bigger than me then. So she pinned me down, no problem, being like 90 pounds at the time. And she's bleeding all over me and stuff. And she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, I just reacted. I thought you were going to hit me. I just reacted. She's like, I wasn't going to hit you, and trying to make me feel guilty and everything. I'm like,
No, I felt it. You've done it before.
you've done it so many times before. I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
That was the last time she ever hit me. And I did a lot of damage to her. And that's when I realized that in fight or flight mode, I am in fight mode.
Yeah.
I go fight. I don't run. So that was the last time I got hit. And then that was a big relief. So I work my 3 jobs. I'm busting ass. I'm too fucking tired to cause trouble because I'm
Right. You're exhausting
working so
yourself.
much.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point where it's just me and a teacher, and I go for like 2 hours a week to learn with them. And they gave me options. And that was really cool because up until then it's you do what we say and this is how it's going to be. And I'm like, I don't roll like that. I don't want people to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
But they gave me the options to do it my way. Like, yes, you got to write this essay, but at the same time, you can choose the subject.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
nobody judged me. So I appreciated having that freedom. And they're like, all right, now we need you to do a elective. I'm like, oh, I got to do an elective. But it's just a one-on-one thing, so they don't have a school with a gym
Yeah.
or other classes or whatever. So they told me the options that they had, and I'm like, all right, I'll do art. Who's going to tell me I'm doing art wrong?
That's what I said.
Right?
When you told me that in the story, I was like, oh, I remember that one teacher. She wanted me to draw how I was feeling and tell me why I drew a black hole. And she was like, Haley, this is not right. And I was like, well, you said I can't do art wrong.
Right.
You said nothing could be wrong.
Interpretation.
Interpretation.
And who's going to tell me it's shitty or not, you know?
Exactly.
So that's why I was like, I'll just go with art. Who's going to judge me on that?
Yeah.
I had no real interest in art. Yeah, I drew here and there, whatever, as a kid. Bad breakup with a boyfriend when you're 15 and it's so sad. I'm going to go draw my album covers, my Korn album. Stupid shit like that, but nothing great.
Or when you're like, I love so-and-so. I'm in love with blah, blah, blah. I still have spots everywhere, and I'm like, I do not love that guy. Ew.
That's the most cringy shit ever.
Oh, it is. When you go back, you're like,
Ugh. Yeah.
or so fine. He's so fine.
I get a little bit of vomit in my throat when I see bubble text now. And hearts on everything. So they had me do art. And they're like, okay, but you have to pay for this. I'm like, God damn it. I'm already fucking broke. So now I'm not working at the movie theater in Target. I'm working at MJ Designs full time. And then I worked at Trader's Village still. So I think it went down from 3 jobs to 2 jobs for a little bit. I don't remember the
Probably hard to shuffle that with school.
Yeah. But I remember I was working at MJ Designs, which is what Michael's used to be.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I worked in the art department, even though I didn't know nothing about art. I'm like, cool, marker. I'm going to keep that.
I think everybody still sells markers at one point.
Oh, yeah. Those micron
I've
pens.
caught my son still in one, too.
Um,
Like,
so
gotta put that back.
I paid like $35 a week or a month or something like that to do art classes with her. And I was like, okay, this also works out because I work at this art store, so I'm getting a discount
totally.
on my supplies. So it was the smarter thing to do.
Yeah, I was like, that totally worked out.
It worked out great.
Yeah.
And so she had me doing some drawings and stuff and teaching me different things. She taught me how to do watercolor pencils and stuff, and she's a really nice lady. And she's like, okay, here's your assignment, and it's going to be like a couple of weeks long or something like that. I want you to draw this boathouse. She wanted me to draw that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck. Okay.
That's amazing because it's very detailed.
She told me there was no real, expiration date, just in a few weeks or whatever. And I brought it back to her. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Here you go. And she goes, did you trace that? I'm like, no, I didn't trace that. I actually did that. You can even see there's like a splotch of ink in there and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, okay, if you didn't trace it. She's like, well, I need to talk to your teachers. I'm like, oh, fuck, great. Another teacher who doesn't believe what I say, who wants to send me away or wants to put me in detention.
Right.
Or
She thinks I cheated.
somebody else who wants to write me off.
Yeah.
Somebody else who doesn't want to have to deal with me. I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm not going to finish school. I'm going to have to get a GED and just fucking work at McDonald's the rest of my life or whatever. That's what I thought was happening. And she ended up meeting with me and my other two teachers, and I'm ready for the fight, you know? I'm like, here we go. I know it's coming. And they slid this piece of paper in front of me. I'm like, what's this? My agreement to go to prison? What is this?
Crap.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck. What do I got to say that I did now?
Yeah.
They said it's an application. I'm like, I already got a job. And they're like, no. To the Art Institute of Dallas.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh
what's
my
that?
God.
And they said, we think that you'd be a really good graphic designer. I'm like, what the fuck's a graphic designer?
Yeah.
And they kind of told me a little bit. I'm like, well, that sounds kind of cool, I guess. Whatever. Sure. If it'll make you happy and I'm not in trouble, I'll do it. And I got in.
Nice. With this picture?
Yep. And I wrote a letter of what art meant to me. And I'm quite certain that if I hadn't found art, I would have been dead. It gave me...
I'm getting chills. Hold on.
Whenever I went to college there, I actually tried my hardest. I cared. I wanted to do it. I found it invigorating, and it was a passion. Like, I didn't care that I didn't get any sleep. I wanted to do good because I wanted to do it. I enjoyed it. I can't tell you how many times I woke up with a number 2 on my forehead because I'd fall asleep with a pencil.
Oh, totally.
I mean, like...
Oh, man, and it's like in class, I'd fall asleep and I'd get, like, all the pencil lead on my face.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be walking around and everybody be not tell me. I'm like, why wouldn't y'all tell me? You know? Come on, man. Markers, whatever. I totally
Always.
know that, yeah.
I wear it like a badge of honor.
Oh, I'm always covered in paint. You can ask anyone.
Same. In fact, I have a funny story. My mom brought me home. Like, whenever I went to college, I stayed at home because it was just easier. It was only in downtown Dallas, so it made sense for me to ride the DART train, get assaulted by homeless men on the train, and then go to school. So,
well, wait. Did you and your mom, like, were y'all still, like, on edge with each other, or was things okay at this time?
At that time, things were better because I was so focused on what I was doing, and
You weren't causing any problems.
I wasn't being a pain in the ass. She was doing her thing. I was involved with my boyfriend in school.
Okay.
And I would stay over at his place a lot, too. So,
Okay.
we weren't in each other's hair as much.
Yeah.
I think that helped.
Okay. All right. Back to your story.
Where was I?
Mom and
Oh,
paint.
she brought me home this giant Vox vodka bottle, like one of the display ones that are like 3 foot tall. And she's like, "Here, I thought you might want to paint it." I'm like, "Oh, cool. This is gonna be awesome."
Yeah.
So, the way that I do art normally, I can't now that I have a kid. But the way that I would do it is I would go all in until it was done, and I did not come up for air until it was done. Well,
yeah, that can be rough.
yeah. So, I'm in my bedroom. I got a trash bag on the floor to prevent me getting paint everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I ran out of paper towels at like 3 in the morning or something. So I'm like, fuck. Okay. I don't want to get up and go get something because then that's going to cause havoc because
Wake people up.
if I wake her up, she gets pissy.
Yeah.
Me too, though. So I'm just like, I'm just swiping this paint on my thighs. And I'm
I've
painting
done that too.
all the time. Swipe
get
it.
it.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Even my skin, I've been like, all right, well.
yes, constantly.
Yeah.
So at like 4 or 5 in the morning, I come out of my haze. I've finished what I'm doing. I forget what's going on. I go into the kitchen to get a drink of water because now I'm parched. I've done my masterpiece. I'm done. And I go into the kitchen and I'm about to start drinking my water and my mom walks in and she screams bloody murder.
Ah, you woke the beast.
Well, I drop my glass, catch it, and I'm like, what? She's like, are you okay? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, we gotta call an ambulance. Call
Red
911.
blood all.
It was red slashes all up and down my thighs and my arms. She thought I cut the shit out of myself and I was trying to commit suicide.
No.
It was-
No, Mom, it was just paint.
Yeah, that was great. She blames like a big chunk of her gray hair on that moment.
Well, I have actually cut my foot open while my mom and dad were out of town. And my dog at the time was like, I cut an artery.
Oh.
So it was bleeding a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the toe. So it was like coming from the top of my head all the way down, right?
Oh,
my
my
sister was home and she was in charge. I was a teenager. Mm-hmm. My brother had brought beer and put it in the freezer because they thought the cops were coming after him. I don't know. So mom
yeah,
and
'cause the
dad
freezer's a good place
Yeah,
to hide
mom
it.
and dad were out of town. Brother put freezer. I had no idea. I was sick. My sister had to take me to the doctor. I came home. I opened the freezer door. I was supposed to be staying with a friend too. But my sister had to take me to the doctor. Open the freezer door and it falls down and I step back as a reaction and when I go down, the glass had gone back and went right through my foot. We spend like hours in the emergency room, but when I ran in there, I was like, Valerie. And she walks in and there's literally a puddle this
my
big of
God.
blood and my dog Austin is just walking and running puddles of blood up and down and she's like, oh my god, freaking out. And
Yeah.
I'm all, it doesn't really hurt, but that's a lot of blood.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a fun weekend.
Didn't you tell me a story about how you got like smacked in the ass with a board because you stepped on a nail or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this story.
Okay,
too.
tell me the story. I haven't heard it.
Playing hide and go seek. This was, I think I was like 12 to 13 maybe, and a couple of kids. I live with a bunch of kids, all friends on the same street, and we would play at night. We play hide and go seek throughout the neighborhood,
Yeah, we used to.
and that house directly behind my house, right?
Yeah. In the alleyway?
In the alleyway.
Uh-huh.
I was running through the site, right? Because there's somebody hot on my trail. And I was running through it, or at least I thought. They were not anywhere behind me. And so I was taking off running. I was wearing Adidas, the Samba shoes or Samba shoes or whatever.
I love those.
Yeah, the soccer ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had a pair.
So I was wearing those, and I was hauling ass. At least I thought I was. Boom, boom, boom. And I noticed, like, I was running through the house, and all of a sudden I got a little slower, and someone was, like, hitting me in my butt. I thought it was, like, I don't know, a dog or something jumping up. Or I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, shit. And I realized when I stepped on concrete, it's like my sole stepped down, and then my other foot didn't really step because I couldn't feel it. And and I kept on running. I actually fell down, and I realized there was a board, a fence picket stuck to my bottom of my shoe.
Yes.
And I went hook and pulled it out, and it was one of those like a U-shaped staple.
Oh yeah,
nail
yeah, yeah.
That stuck into my foot, and I pulled it out. Luckily, those things have good soles on them. Like if this is the
Yeah.
shoes I'm wearing now,
Yeah, they're
it
rubber.
goes through my foot. It
Yep.
goes into the bone, and I pulled that thing out and then crawled all the way to my front door. My mom and like the kids by then were already by the base. As my front door is the base, and they were screaming like, "Oh my god!" like that, because they see me crawling. I'm like, I stepped on a nail, and my mom runs outside. She's a nurse.
Yeah.
I think my dad carries me inside because I make it almost to the front door, to right there to the side of the house, and they take my shoe off, and it's just full of blood.
Yummy goodness.
And I didn't even feel it.
Yeah.
The only thing I felt was numbness, and then
getting smacked on the ass.
yeah, getting smacked in the ass, which turns out I don't like that. And
Mental
then,
note.
and then so now I need a nail in my foot and a smack on the ass. Aroused these days. But the only thing that hurt was going to the doctor and them having to stitch up stuff and do all that junk.
Yeah, the stitches were the worst part.
Yeah, and it's the bottom of the foot, and just
Yeah.
think about like.
They told me they numbed it. They did not numb that
Yeah,
shit.
well, they numbed me, but that freaked
Still
me
felt
out.
it,
I was just
yeah.
like,
I don't
Oh, yeah,
remember
there was-
any of
needle,
that.
like
I
right
was
there, me
so-
stepping on it really fast, not even knowing
Yeah.
something's in my foot. That was fine, but
He doesn't
that
like
needle right there, I was like,
I had a nail go all the way through my soccer cleat in my foot, and I pulled it out with my bare hand. I don't remember any of the doctor part of it.
yeah, I bet.
I still have the scar, but I just remember like, oh shit, and I go to pull it out.
Oops.
And then you passed
was,
out and everything. went
Like
away.
it was sticking out of the top,
Ugh.
but it didn't make it through the top part of the shoe. It just made it through the top part of my foot, and I remember pulling it out and taking my shoe off and showing my mom the hole because she didn't believe me. And that,
She's like, holy crap.
yeah, I don't remember doctor or anything like that, but I remember this story and you telling me you're getting
Because he was
smacked in
hitting
the
him for that.
Yeah,
I never forgot
that was
that.
funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Oh shit.
No, you stepped on the nail? No,
No,
until
I
the
couldn't
picket
feel it.
Smacked me in my ass a couple of times. Hard.
It
Surprisingly
motivated you
hard.
to get going.
Because I was running fast.
I gotta start figuring out how to do animation better. I did the Healing with Hazy animation for this, but I want to do little skits of
We need an
funny
animation of that.
stories. Yeah, Josh running with a board.
Yes. And then him with the ooh.
Ooh. And then just crawling.
I need this. I need to
Yeah,
see
that
this.
would be great. I have another one I started. I don't know how it's going to go, but I'm going to work on it. It may take me forever, but my friend Nikki and I were talking about how her sister would lie to her and tell her there were piranhas in the pool. You'll see on the episode when you watch the one you haven't watched yet.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she was like terrified of the pool because she thought her sister told her if she touched the light, the piranhas would come out and get her.
Oh
So
my
she wouldn't go in the pool.
God.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do like a little skit of her being all happy and then piranhas coming out of the light and her being like, ah!
I
Like,
love it.
you know, with her goth sister in the background, like,
Like the bug gif. Good.
yeah. Yeah.
That's me.
Okay, dude. We got way off with Josh's story. I love it though. I'm so glad that you brought
I
that
do, too.
up because I didn't know about it.
I can't believe you guys have been friends this long. You didn't know that.
Dude,
I don't know
we
why
know-
it sticks out in my
I
memory.
probably have told her and she just forgot.
Fair.
We've
There's
been
a lot of-
friends for way too long.
Yeah, we have a lot of stories together.
So many stories. Sometimes
fair.
we can just like say we have that stupid friendship where you can just say a few words and we're both giggling like ridiculously and everyone else around us is like,
I love it.
fuck,
I love
it's
it.
funny, and we're like,
I wish I had that.
yeah, we have inside jokes for days. Known him since I was 12.
Oh man.
He's
Y'all
probably
went through the
30
awkward phase together.
Yeah.
I was so shy and so terrified to talk to anyone, and he just came up and acted just like Josh. Hey, how's it going?
Awesome.
And come on, come inside. I was supposed to be going to like a a dance too one time, and I was scared because I wasn't supposed to be at the dance because my brother is a year older than me, so he was in. Everybody was 1 year older than me, so they were in middle school before me, and they just come to the dance with me because my best friend was too. And so I was like, I'm not going to be able to get in. Ooh, scaredy cat, right?
Right.
Here comes Josh. Come on! And just grabs my hand and pulls me in. I'm like, okay, well, no fear, right?
Right.
He kind of pushes me.
Good.
Yeah, I'm scared of flying. I'm like, okay, well, if Josh was there at least.
That's why he's a good coach.
Because if I try to run away, I know that he'll physically pick me up and make me go. And I'll stand no chance.
At least he doesn't grab you by your hair and pull you in like a caveman.
No, I would, no. No. Mm-mm. I can fight back pretty good. But, I mean, his strength wins.
It's annoying, isn't it?
And he's black belt. So. And he knows Muay Thai. He's black belt in Muay Thai.
I love Muay Thai. I miss it.
Yeah, we're going to do it. I want to do it again, too. So, we'll plan on when we get back from Master Worlds, we'll start figuring out days to get to meet up and do Muay Thai.
I have a few people who would like to do it with me, too.
Sweet. I want to do it.
Sounds good.
And Gata does it, too. When she's here, she's actually been doing a lot of traveling, like she wants to do with her tattoos, going to conventions and getting her name out there. So
that's good.
But when she's in town, she does it with Josh on like at least once a week. She tries to. So, and she's little tiny little munchkin.
12.
Do not underestimate the little ones.
No.
Yeah.
She's slippery, and I work with kids doing jiu-jitsu, so
They're same size.
they're the same size. They're slippery little.
I feel a little
stinkers.
offended considering I'm 5'2". We're little.
Is she? I think she's 5'.
4'11".
Okay.
5 foot maybe.
5
Okay.
foot or
Maybe
4'11".
in her
She said it. I
shoes.
don't remember how, but she's Like Chloe stands over her and she's like, "Hey," but that's okay. She wears it better than anyone.
Oh yeah.
She's mighty
Usually the little ones are
Mighty
the ones
Mouse.
you got to watch out for the most.
for sure. For sure, I agree.
We'll headbutt you in the kneecap.
That's right.
Mind your ankles.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's true. I'll just jump on you like a praying mantis.
Like a praying mantis.
Yeah.
Take the head. What else?
Well, I think that touches pretty much on the healing part of it, which is something that we bonded before we really bonded this way. We bonded just talking through Facebook and seeing each other was art. It's so healing to me. It's my safe place.
Yeah.
It's like if I can't just deal with anything anymore, I don't want to just go sleep it off. I don't want to, obsess about it. I just start.
I feel like I can be productive
Yeah.
and creative, and I can be in my own head if I want or not.
Yeah.
And it honestly saved my life.
Yeah.
If I didn't find art when I found it, I mean, it gave me a job too. Like, I went to college to be a graphic designer, and that was when we realized that I actually wasn't an idiot, and I actually cared about stuff, and I actually found out what passion was. And during that time frame, the internet came about. I'm old.
Yeah, I remember before internet. I mean, that's just speaking about playing hide and go seek in the neighborhood. Like that happened.
I got to meet
We used to do that.
I met my brother and my dad through the internet. That's how I found out about it. And
Wow, that's awesome.
And then while I was going through college, I ended up losing my birth mom from breast cancer. She dealt with that for a year.
So I'm already surprised that she made it through leukemia with you being.
I don't know how.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that is like. That's insane.
And then being on drugs, getting off drugs, and
You coming out.
Yeah.
And healthy.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Really don't.
Yeah, that's
And
amazing.
My adopted mom told me later on that there was a laundry list of medical issues with my family. So they just were lucky that I didn't come out with all those medical issues. I just
Yeah.
had behavioral issues, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, going through college and working and busting my ass to do well there, and dealing with my mom going through breast cancer was a lot to deal with. Every bit of free time that I had, I would try to spend with her. And I remember spending, like, I would live off the money I found in my car to eat. I scrape up and find
the
a
change.
dollar to get the egg rolls at Jack in the Box, and that would be my meal for the day.
Ours was like um, trying to get like the hot dogs from 7-Eleven
Yep.
and a pack of cigarettes.
Yep. And
Yeah.
but I saved up my money. I got her a wig. I'd buy her bandanas and stuff like that.
Nice.
I'd help out however I could, that was also traumatic in the sense of watching somebody slowly die in front of you, but also the person who didn't want you and trying to be
It's
there
a
for them when they need you.
Yeah, that's a mind fuck to watch your parent.
Yep. And then I met my dad, and he said the moment he saw me in person, he could no longer deny that I was his, because I looked a lot like him.
Yeah.
And I found out whenever I met my brother, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I have 3 brothers. And if you were to split me into 3 men, it would be my brothers. My little brother Jesse is the artistic weirdo. Then we have Apollo, who is the angry one and very family oriented, but not his own family.
Yeah.
He's very family oriented there.
Focused on them.
And then David, who can sell popsicles to Eskimos and make them think it was their idea. And he's the poetic side that he can talk to anybody about anything, and he can sell you anything. I'm not much on selling, like, you want that? Fucking buy it. Great. Awesome. Cool. Wrap. Done.
I know. It's so hard for me. I'm like, check out Hazy Arts.
Yep. There we go.
You should make reels. What? I have to do work and make reels?
Thank you.
More work.
They're like, you need to-
I need
people
to find
want
a
me to-
kid that knows how to do social media stuff.
They're wanting me to, the next goal for me and my art is to do art shows.
Yeah.
Dude, such a beating.
For sure. I think I have to start going to like little markets or something.
Let me know. I'll go with you.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna.
I've done it
analyze
one time and I
Y'all
sat
should
there.
look up a Deep Elm Art Festival when
Yes.
it comes around, because you can buy kiosks
Yep.
and then sell. And I don't know how much it is to rent a kiosk out there, or a spot on the street. But you can sit out there all day for the 3 days and just. Sell
But we
shit.
know enough art people. We could probably like
Oh yeah.
split it.
So, long story short,
Yeah.
I still have connections with the print shop. So I'm planning, if people would fucking buy a couple of my paintings, then I could get, not yelling at anybody, but
Buy it.
if they could, then I could.
Look at that.
I could do prints, and then I can sell my prints out there, and then I can get the other things that I need. I have this all mapped out. Like, I'm not really a planner, but on this, I feel motivated to do it. So I've got a plan of action. I know how much everything's going to cost me. I know the things that I need to get. I just need to make it happen. And I'm really good at bartering with people, and I'm really good at finding out what you're good at or what this person is good at and referring them. Like, oh man, I got a buddy who's really good at, making goat yogurt or whatever.
Yeah.
So I always try to.
No, we do that too. We're always trying to connect and like
My friends say I'm the good fella because I'm always like, hey, I know a guy. I got a guy.
I know a guy. I got a guy.
I got a guy. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies.
Fuck you. Pay me.
And oh my god, what's the other one called? I can't even believe I can't remember it right now.
Usual Suspects.
No, Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. It's one of my favorite movies.
That
hot.
narrows it down.
Something hot. I can't. I'm so hot. Something. I don't know. Cool. That's gonna bother me.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
You'll wake up.
I'll be like, ah.
There it is.
I know what it is, guys.
So, like, I did the art thing in college. I dealt with my mom. I had to cut ties with my dad because he got way too clingy with me. Like, it felt like a red flag boyfriend kind of thing,
Mm.
which was creepy to me.
Yeah.
Constantly writing me letters and stuff. And I told him, like, hey, whenever I start college, I'm not going to be able to talk to you as much because I need to focus on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let it go. So I ended up cutting ties with my dad, still kept in touch with my brother once in a while. But I mostly focused on that. And he died, a little while after my mom died, like a year or two. They were both in their 40s, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
My brother, David, and I did not handle it well. We went drinking. I beat up a 6'5", 300-pound man in a bar fight by myself. I stole a dude's girlfriend.
Yeah.
I straight up told him, I'm like, she's mine tonight. That was terrible. That was bad. Anyway,
What happened to the big guy? You beat him up like he fell over, he was unconscious, or you like just hurt him?
I beat the shit out of him, and then the bouncer pulled me off, laughed, said that was amazing, and told me I could not come back.
Well, at least you got the amazing part.
I was an idiot, though, because I was going for the gut. You can't go for the gut on a big fat dude. You got to go for the head. So I jumped up on the table, wailed on the head, grabbed him, put him in a headlock, and then took him down to the ground and then started wailing on the head.
You went like Powerpuff Girls.
I am Buttercup all the way.
Yeah.
Yes. But so I did that. I was able to get job after job after job in graphic design, which I found is a huge passion for me. And I've been doing it for like 20 years now.
Nice.
And when the economy really took a nosedive the first go around in 2008, I ended up doing tattooing. I had a friend that I'd known since I was 15 years old, and he gave me a job because he saw my talent. And I have a tenacity that's not matched by a lot of people. So he gave me a job as an apprentice, and he did it for free.
Nice.
Which is amazing. Like, you can't get...
Because that means he believed in you.
Big time.
Big time.
It was a huge deal.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm going to teach you everything I know. You're going to tattoo, you're going to pierce, and you're going to do suspension. I'm like, oh, what's suspension? So suspension, for people who don't know, you basically get some big-ass meat hooks, and you get some pencil-sized needles, and you put those needles in the skin, and then you put the meat hooks in, and you suspend them in the air. And for the Native Americans, it's a rite of passage. For people nowadays, it's like a huge adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
So at 100 pounds, 5'2" frame back then, suspending people who were double my size was pretty amazing to watch.
Yeah, it was just kind of like defying the gravity and the odds and stuff. What? Tell me more about this Indian thing. So they did that.
That
for.
From what I've been told, it's a rite of passage into manhood, kind of like a bar mitzvah is.
Okay.
So what I'm told, I haven't experienced this firsthand, but apparently what you're supposed to do is you are put up high over a bonfire of weed and things like that, probably
Herbs.
peyote.
Yeah.
And you breathe it in and you have your hallucinations and stuff, and then they suspend you over it. So you kind of have a God moment, I guess.
Yeah, like they force an eye-opening moment upon you.
Mm-hmm. I never did the suspension on myself because I didn't want it for the adrenaline rush. There's tons of shit you can do for an adrenaline rush. I wanted to do it for that, so I wanted to look more into that, but I hadn't had an opportunity. I was too busy with other shit, so I never got to. I felt like if I was going to do it, I wanted to do it the proper way and to honor
the tradition.
Yeah,
or the
exactly.
That's cool.
So,
yeah, no, it doesn't really look like something I want to do, but I get it. I get the whole.
That's pretty crazy for some people.
Yeah. I can always understand why people do the things they do. I can always get myself into that, but I can also go, I don't want to do that.
Well, you. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? For that, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking, but it looks cool as shit, and you want me to put those hooks in you? pay me, I'll do it.
Exactly. Like, if that's what you want,
Oh, man.
it's safe, you're not going to get hurt, then. But
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. That's. Yeah, no, it makes me cringe. But I think just knowing how people have, like, a sense of, like, not feeling things sometimes, I think that sometimes it gives them a sense of feeling.
It's,
Does that make sense?
makes them feel alive kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And there's people that will do kind of things like that. I've talked about it with Nikki as well, like, when she was talking about how her sister didn't feel things. Well, like, sometimes when you're in that fight or flight, you really aren't feeling you almost can't feel your skin, so you want to, like, scratch it, or that's why people start cutting or something, is because they're not feeling anything.
My problem is I pick at my skin. And
I do too.
I pinch a lot, and I claw. And oops, sorry. It's been terrible on my face because that's been one of my coping mechanisms.
I've got it everywhere. If I have something, I'm picking at it.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just the way I am. That I've gotten a lot better at it because I'm a little bit more conscious, or I find things to distract me with my hands. But yeah, I will just pick.
Yep, same.
And I'll have people be like, "Can you stop picking?" And and that just pisses me off. Like, hey, sorry, it's bothering you.
Oh, Dave's like, you shouldn't do that.
I know, it's bad
your
for
face
your
is pretty.
I
And I'm
know.
like, well,
You're
now I'm
gonna
going to do
ruin
it
it.
more.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch you while I do it.
Uh-huh.
Fuck you.
Guess what?
He loves me so much, and he tries so hard to, like,
He's just trying to take care of you.
He is, and I'm like, fuck you. I'm going to do it more now. Poor guy. But doing the tattooing thing was really cool. It was a really neat experience. I learned a lot. I also learned that people can say that they're your friends, and they're not.
Oh, totally.
Through that. Like, oh, yeah, I want you to do a tattoo on me. Okay, well, where? When are we doing this? And then it doesn't happen. And you have to get over that kind of thing, and you have to not let it eat you up. You just got to move on to the next shit, because people, they have the best intentions. They just can't follow through.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, especially when you're working on yourself,
Yep.
or you're working on your own. So it's kind of like you can't really get mad at other people if they forget you, or they forget to do something, or because you just don't really know what they're going through, right?
I've struggled with that a lot, dealing with that, because I feel like, don't say it if you don't intend to act on it.
I do too. It upsets me very much when, plans don't play out, or like I've set up my whole day for something, and because my time's important now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have my time scheduled, and so I think that's really hard. But I don't think you should be mad at somebody if they, like, forget, or but they still check in sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, they're trying. They make an effort, but they may be the most forgetful person in the world.
I'm terrible at that.
Yeah, because we have kids, and we have jobs, and we have lives, and we have things going on. I have a podcast. I work at a vet clinic. I'm also doing jiu-jitsu. I'm also teaching jiu-jitsu. I also have my own kids.
Right.
Like, there's just there's a lot of things going on. I still got to do groceries and pay bills and clean the house, and I can't remember that you got your feelings hurt that I didn't call you to spend time with you, because I have too much going on, right?
Right?
Yeah.
We started a new saying with my kiddo on things like that. Aw, tough shit.
Yeah.
But
So sad.
if I tell somebody that I want to do something, or I want to be a part of something, and I don't get to follow through, I feel it extra hard. Like with you. I've been telling you for years I want to get back into it. I mean every fucking word of it. But it doesn't happen. And it
Right.
But you know what he
eats at me.
says? You know what he says
What?
about that? He's like, she'll get back in when she's ready. I know she will.
Yeah.
He always says that.
Good. Glad you're not, beating your pillow. Stupid crystal.
I think we're harder on ourselves than,
Yeah.
and most of the time, it's taken me a really long time to think. A lot of people probably aren't even thinking about me, about my problems, or if I forgot about them or not, right?
Right.
And I'm obsessing about it, and now I'm making myself feel guilty and bad about what not wanting to go do something or forgetting to do something, why should I make myself feel guilty about that? Because now I've wasted so much time feeling guilty for something, and I'm not being productive with my mind, with my energy, with my time, and that person probably doesn't even really care.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm trying to make a lot of mental changes with stuff like that.
I think that's part of the reason why I overshare
Yeah.
with people. Sorry, I couldn't make it. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Blah.
and it's like,
They don't need all that. Dave always
No.
tells me, and he's like, "You didn't need to tell him all
no,
that."
just tell them you can't make it. But you're like thinking, but I need to tell them why so that they're not mad at me, because if they don't know why, they're just gonna think I'm a bitch and I didn't want to come. But really, this is happening, and
That's okay. You can all think I'm a cunt. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
I honestly do not care anymore at all.
I just don't want them to feel like it's them.
Nope, totally me.
If
It's totally me.
you can be mad at me, you can tell me I suck, whatever.
It's
But
fine.
I
I'll
just
take
don't
it.
want you to think you did it.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. You don't want anybody to feel hurt by your actions.
Not unless it's deserved.
Right, unless totally. But like people you care about.
Yes.
Yeah, not big 6'11" or what 6'11", 6.
What?
That would be really big.
What? Oh, when did we start talking about giants?
6 whatever he was, 300-pound guys
Oh, the
that
big
deserve to
dude.
be. I said 6'11".
That
Could you
poor man.
imagine?
He didn't do nothing wrong either. He made
He didn't?
he made some stupid chauvinistic comment, and I was dealing with my dad's death, and I just went off. He was a target.
You just went ham.
And yeah, and I feel that's another thing that's very important to me. I don't like making anybody pay for anybody else's actions. Like if I'm mad at this person, I hate it when I take it out on somebody who didn't deserve it.
I do too.
And same toward me, because I dealt with that my whole life.
Yeah.
People, like my mom would be mad at work or whatever, and I would get the beating,
Yeah.
and I didn't deserve that. And it's very important to me. That and lying is a big thing for me.
Well, those are really big things for me too. Oh, Winston.
Living his best life.
He is. He looks comfy.
Well, good.
Yeah, I don't like lying. I would rather you tell me the coldest, meanest truth
Same.
than lie to me.
Same.
Because that really triggers me hardcore. I start to get paranoid. I start to, I would rather know the truth. It's just, I don't even care. I just want to know the truth.
I shut down.
Yeah.
If I get lied to, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
The wall is back up. I'm done.
Yeah, I have a really hard time letting certain people back into my life. They are shut out because I cannot trust them.
Yep.
At all. Everything is fake. Everything's a lie. Nothing's real. Everybody believes the wrong things, and it's like how those people must not be in tune at all with emotional feeling, or I don't know. I can feel people's energy.
Yeah.
And for them to not feel that my energy is good towards them and make up, bad things about you just to benefit themselves, I just can't.
I can't.
I can't even gut to do those things myself.
Right.
I'm a horrible liar. I suck at it. I get caught immediately. So there's no point, right?
Right.
I will torture myself before anyone else.
I'm pretty good at it. I don't want to be, but I can't remember shit. So I better just tell you the truth, because I would get caught in my own forgetfulness.
Yeah. My son will lie, and he will go, even after he has been caught with evidence, he will just...
Oh, he sticks to it.
Uh-huh.
You got to give him some props for that, even if...
I mean, it is like, okay, dude. But, yeah, you can tell when he's lying.
Yep, same with mine. Mine giggles.
Well, he doesn't giggle. I just know. I just so have lying radar that, like, my brain is automatically like, okay, tell me the real truth.
Yeah. Yep, I get mine that way too.
And it didn't used to be that way. I used to get very easily manipulated and believe everybody's stories and bullshit and just very gullible.
I didn't let anybody in that close for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
I didn't want anybody to be too close to me or too near to me because I didn't want to care about anybody.
Well, yeah.
I felt like anybody that would get close was not.
Or it's dangerous.
Nobody was.
Safe.
Nope.
No. Yeah. I've gone through that more so in my 30s than in my younger age.
I'm glad I went through a lot of this at a younger age so that now I have more wisdom than I did before.
Yeah.
And I can read people better and I understand people's intentions better.
Yeah, you can tell.
Man, I sure lost a lot of male friends when I got pregnant, that's for sure.
I lost a lot of male friends after I left my ex-husband. They just started coming out the woodworks. And I was like thinking they were my friends this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then intentions changed and I was like, oh man.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I thought this was like a platonic thing, but whatever.
Yep.
So it was hard because I was one of the guys, but then a lot of times later on I would find out that somebody that I thought was one of my really close guy friends was not wanting to be my close guy friend. Right?
Yep.
Older men, younger men, anyone.
Yep.
It was like, I was so naive because I was like, oh, just, I would let anyone in.
Right.
So I did the opposite. I had to learn,
oh man,
as time went on. But, I
didn't trust people for the longest time.
yeah, and that's good. You shouldn't trust people.
Well, it bit me in the ass a lot. It still does sometimes because I now have a husband of 12 years, 10 years. He'll get mad at me because I don't know. I'm terrible at remembering dates. But
Yeah.
I've been with him forever, and I still, every once in a while, will have trust issues that he does not deserve. And
Yeah.
it's not him. I've been triggered a few times recently, and that's kind of surprised him because I'm very much in control of my emotions most of the time. And I'm not an emotional being. And that's a learned thing because I'd been hurt so much so
You turned
often.
it off.
I switched it all off.
Yeah.
And when he would see me get emotional, it would kind of surprise him.
Yeah.
I had
Well, having somebody really love you
yeah.
will really open up some of those emotions when you've shut them off. Even no matter how hard you try to
Yep.
shut them up, you just start to actually feel things, and you're like, "What?
I did not account for this.
I don't know why I'm crying. I'm so happy right now."
Oh my God.
Leave me alone. Don't look at me.
Having a kid totally.
Oh God, yeah, having kids.
Man.
One of my favorite comedians is always crying. He used to never cry. Like Crystalia, because he had a kid. He's always like,
It's
like,
amazing.
yeah, that's when I cried in movies, Disney movies. All of a sudden,
I still don't do that.
I did after kids. And I was like, wow.
I have teared up in one movie ever.
Yeah, what was that?
My Girl.
Oh my God.
When Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah,
he needs
definitely.
his glasses.
He needs his glasses. He can't see.
I think it's because my kid was the same age as him, and I think I had a bad period day or something, and I just lost it.
Yeah.
But that was the only time. And my husband's like, "What? You didn't even? What about with like Bambi? When Bambi's mom got shot, I'm like, she fucking deserved it. She knew better than to go out in that meadow. Stupid.
Why are parents always leaving their children alone?
Yes.
God.
He's like, I can't believe you really feel that way. I'm like, look, she knew better. She warned him. Don't you go out in that meadow. And then what does she fucking do? She goes out in that meadow.
Poor Bambi.
Ugh.
I loved Thumper.
Flower.
And Flower. You can call me Flower if you want to.
I was waiting for that. I knew it was coming.
I love it.
Um,
Little eyes.
Oh, yes.
My mom loves Bambi. That's not my favorite.
Same.
I love animals, though, so that's kind of weird because, like, animals are my thing, but it's not my favorite.
Speaking of, I had two really cool occurrences with animals that I think you might like.
Okay.
This is the same time that I, like, got the nail in my foot.
Uh-huh.
Same time frame. So I was in front of our house. I was getting ready to go to my soccer game. 2nd grade. I remember that. I don't know why. And there was this purple iris that bloomed in the tree, like right at the base of the tree.
Oh, so pretty.
This is what made me like purple irises, and that's why I have it on my back now. There was a blue jay. It was like a teenager blue jay. I spoke to it with my mind. I'm like, oh my God, you're so pretty. Can I touch you? Can I please touch you? And I heard it say yes. And so I put my hand out to touch it. It let me pet it. I said, oh, can I please hold you? And nothing in this world would make me happier if I could just hold you. So
Blue jays mean something.
I put my hand out, and it hopped on my hand.
No!
And it let me hold it. It had all its feathers and everything.
You.
I kept it for 2 weeks.
Was there something wrong with it, or did it just...
Nothing.
It just knew you needed it?
Yeah, it stayed with me for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And my mom's like, you should really let it go.
You should really let it go.
I'm like, I'm not
really let it
holding
go
it.
live its life.
I'm not holding it against its will. Like, you know, it's in an open box. It could fly out anytime it wants. And then I finally told it could go. And thank you for being with me. And then it left.
Okay, listen. I knew that this meant something because I was seeing blue jays a lot at one point, and I was like, why am I seeing so many of these all of a sudden? Mm-hmm. It says, blue jays are commonly seen as a spiritual animal representing faithfulness, solidarity, courage, and protection. Others see them as a symbol of intelligence, communication, and curiosity. Then there are those who believe that blue jays symbolize noise, mimicry, mischief, and changeability.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I always look that stuff up too. I always do.
Well, I got a little bit of good witch in me.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to have a long talk about that too.
Yeah.
At some point.
Well, we're going to do a Halloween episode. So my friend Megan's coming over to do that, and so we'll get you in on that one.
Ooh, fun.
We'll get like
she
a
sees
group.
stuff.
She sees stuff. Yeah, she has premonitions. I have had some premonitions, and but not like her.
I've talked to dead people.
Sweet.
I actually helped a dead person.
How?
So, and I also had a pet bee for a couple of days. That was another thing. It never stung me, but I had a pet bee, and then it like slept in my room. Aww. And anyway, I let it go too. His name was Buzz. I thought I was so fucking clever.
I had a toad called Quentin Toaditino.
Oh my God, I love that. I love that so much.
So tell the rest of your story.
So when my husband and I were dating, he had a friend that his stepdad owned the jam station they worked at. So I briefly met this dude, no biggie, whatever. I'm sorry. I went ahead. I met him after this happened. So Dave and I are dating. I go to his apartment and we're hanging out on the balcony and stuff. And Dave goes in to go to the restroom, and I see something out of the corner of my eye. And I realize that it's a human form, but I can't tell what. Every time I tried to look, it would go away. And I finally noticed that it had like a lion's mane, and it had a white thick net sweater and light blue jeans. And that's all I could tell. And Dave came back from the restroom. We were talking, and somehow we got on the subject of him. And he's like, "Can you see that?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's Jim." He's like, "Jim?" I'm like, "Yeah." He told me his name was Jim. Dave's like, Jim. Holy shit, Jim. And he's like, "I'll be right back." Runs into his room, pulls out this, what's the word I'm looking for? Funeral program.
Okay.
He goes, "Does he look like that?" I'm like, "Haha, yes, he looks like that." "Who is this guy?" He's like, "That's Jim. That's my friend's stepdad. He died about a year ago." I'm like, "Really? Well,
why is he in my..."
Yeah. I said, "He's talking to me, and he says he needs something." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "I don't fucking know. A fork? A meal? I mean, does he need water? I don't know." He didn't tell me. He didn't elaborate. But he said he needed something. And he needed my help. And I just told Dave that very matter-of-factly. Dave's recollection of this is slightly different. I can't remember what his is. But basically, we got in touch with his friend who is the stepson of this guy.
Yeah.
And when Dave told the friend, I need something, he's like, oh, I know what it is. He doesn't have his headstone.
Oh.
And I told him, like, he did say something about he can't find his way. And I didn't know what I was supposed to tell him, what I wasn't supposed to tell. I didn't know what would make sense, what wouldn't. But he needed his headstone.
So he felt like he couldn't move on until he got his headstone.
Yeah, like the way that it came to my mind was, it was like a waypoint.
Mm-hmm.
It was a place of knowing where he was, I guess, knowing where he needed to meet.
Oh, so like if he didn't have his headstone, he wouldn't know where to come back to share that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's strange.
the friend thanked me for telling him and helping him with that.
And he was like, "What the
He actually handled it way better than I thought he might.
Okay.
He really
How
did.
did you handle that?
Like I always do. This is it. Take it or leave it. I don't give a shit if you don't believe me. This is the truth.
Yeah, this is what happened.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you think I'm crazy, fine. I don't care.
Right.
But so then like about a year later, Jim comes back and he just says, "Thank you." I'm like, "You're welcome. Everything cool?" And he's like, "I have to go, but thank you." I'm like, "Okay." And I told Dave about it, and then I think the next day we got a call from the friend. He's like, "We got the headstone." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I know."
Okay. Yeah, I
Cool.
know. Jim said thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Thanks, bud.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. I got
you
a
could
lot
be
of
like a medium.
I've been
You could like hone in on that.
I've also been able to do art interpretation.
Sweet.
A friend of mine did a drawing in trance. I was able to determine by looking at her drawing what it meant, what she felt. I had no idea, but I knew this girl for a very long time. She had been raped by her older brother, and I saw that in the drawing. And
you hit the nail on the head, and she was like, "Whoa."
she freaked.
Yeah.
She freaked.
That would freak me out too.
I haven't done a lot of that. I haven't been focusing in on that kind of thing for a long time now because I've been focusing on myself and my family.
Yeah, well, you have to protect your energy.
But I know that there's a lot there.
I've been obsessed with Hollywood Medium right now, watching that Tyler dude.
I haven't seen that.
Well, he only does it on like celebrities, but then like if you get really deep into it, he pretty much will do it on anyone. But like, he just scribbles on a piece of paper and they actually put like stuff on his brain because Dr. Drew was like, I don't know if this is real.
Oh, we got to
or
do
not.
all the scientific testing.
Yeah,
stuff.
they did stuff like that while he was talking to Steve-O. And Steve-O was like, what the fuck? Like it was like they continuously validated things and feelings that were coming through. He would feel like chest pains for a heart attack or something like that. And they're saying like, oh, well, he could have Googled it. And some of the celebrities are like, dude, nobody knows that. Like, there's no way. And so I don't know, but I kind of feel like it kind of has some truth to it because there are
real ones and there are fake ones.
Yeah, there are some energies and there are some people that have really shocked me at times, and so. But I think we're gonna have to wrap up because we're at 2.5 hours.
Holy crap!
I
Sorry.
know. Isn't that amazing though? No, I think it's so cool because you've captivated me for that long
Wow.
with your story.
Oh, you got more. So
and you've got so much more, so we're gonna have to have you back.
You want to come back and do that?
I have a
then
ton
we're-
more.
we're
But if you
more than
guys
happy
want,
to have
I'll
you.
come back.
I want you to come back, and I want you to come back for the Halloween. We're gonna do a Halloween episode.
My big thing is that I just want people to know that there is something out there that you can dive into and something that can help you deal with your emotions, something that can make you feel alive, and something that you can focus on, and you can bring beauty to the world, even if it ain't your traditional beauty,
Oh, it's beautiful. This is just.
You want one, I'll make you one.
Yes, I do.
I'll make it in teal.
Okay. Yeah, I want it. I love it.
But
I'll hang it.
it's good to have something that helps you cope with things and get your feelings out, and it doesn't have to be in any traditional sense or any way that anybody tells you it is.
No.
It can be whatever makes you feel right. It can be like, God, doing Muay Thai with you helped me so much to get a lot of my anger out, because then I was too exhausted to be mad at the world.
Oh, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Jiu-jitsu gets
And I can
so
be
much of it out.
productive with this, but I can also get out, like,
That was really hard for me to learn to stop. Don't, like, I mean, I would get balls deep into a painting
Yeah.
and just tone out the whole world.
yep.
And actually, I'll be drawing now. I've learned over the years how to draw and listen. I can actually listen better while I'm drawing. That's why whenever I see the medium scratching or whatever, I'm like, I feel that, man. I feel like I can hear what's going on better when I'm drawing. I don't know why, but that's just the way my brain works.
Because you're not darting around looking at all the different things and thinking, oh, I could do this. Oh, I need to do that.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just here.
Yeah.
But it's such a great thing to have, and I want anybody and everybody to have something that they can,
Go do.
it makes them whatever the hobby is.
Whatever makes you feel good. It
Yep.
doesn't drain your energy. You need to go down that road.
I find it funny that so many people told me I'm monotone and I wear my black clothing all the time. I mean, yes, I wore blue jeans today.
No, but you're so colorful inside.
Exactly. It's weird.
You're so colorful inside. I can see that. And yeah, you have a lot of layers, so we're gonna have to have you back on because
I'm an ogre.
I know that you did want to talk about one thing though, really quick. I know we're going really long, but this was really important to you. Is your friend at work, and you're trying to I guess we'll have to find a link or something to get to this, but you're trying to set up a way to
Oh, yes.
get him a service dog, which
So-
I'm really passionate about too, because I have my own service dog.
We're still in the process of this, so I can definitely bring it up again later if you want me to come back. So basically, AWI, American Warrior Initiative, is done through the company that I work with, and we help people get service dogs. Vets get service dogs, and I think we've done over 1,000 so
Nice.
far.
That's amazing.
For people who don't know, the service dogs are to help you with anxiety or depression or PTSD or whatever it is you're going through, and help you deal with those things, help you calm down. And those dogs are very, very well trained, and they are expensive, like $15,000 minimum for
Yeah.
one. I'm currently trying to help a friend of mine who spent 13 years in the Army, and he's a phenomenal dude, but he's kind of batshit crazy from it all. I'm trying to help him get a service dog, and I'm hoping that maybe next time when I come back, I can have a link for you guys, because right now we're in the process of finding out where's the closest place to him that can help him get a service dog, find out which one's going to be
The appropriate one in transition. Yeah.
correct. So I want to
Yeah.
be able to do like either a GoFundMe and then take all that money and give it to my company so that they can pay for the dog, but I don't think they want me to do it that way. I think they want me to wait until they have that info, and then I can funnel money just directly to them. But
Yeah.
if anybody wants to donate for that, that would be super cool.
Yeah,
'Cause-
and when we get the links, we'll pop that up.
Yeah.
This will go out in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks, so you'll have that amount of time to.
Oh, cool. Hopefully I'll have something by then.
Yeah, with Winston, I really just got lucky because I don't have money, right? But I knew I needed some sort of support, and I wanted to try and see if I could do it myself. And from day one, when he got in my lap, it was like we connected. He knew I needed him, and I was seeing pictures of him in my brain while I was sleeping at night before I ever saw him or got him.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. So I don't know. I just, with everything, I never buy dogs. I don't do that. But I spent money on him. I bought him because I was having a lot of foster dog failures, like really bad ones, and it was hurting my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have a hard time giving up dogs
Yep.
or animals.
I wanted to be a vet, and I decided against it because they would never leave me.
No, it's hard. I'm in debt to my vet. Like, literally. But he just ended up being perfect because he already does the things that I need. Like, certain things, like if I sleep too much because I'm trying to, it's just too much for me and I shut down, I'll sleep too much, he'll pounce on me and lick my face and be like, okay, like, and he won't stop, like,
Good.
slobber me like crazy. But he also knows when it's time to sleep, like if we're in a long car ride or if I'm like on this plane ride, he's going to be on top of me and putting that weight on me. And it's something, instead of me scratching my skin, I'll be rubbing his fur and he'll love it.
That sounds way better.
Yeah.
And less painful for you.
And I just paid money to get him as a service dog, and he has to just meet requirements. But he's not like top-notch trained. It's just me and him. I got lucky and it worked.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
That worked out for you guys.
But I definitely, like, one of my biggest goals in life is to advocate for people to have their, I like to call it your little familiar or your little spirit animal. Because I think we need our familiars with us. They're our protectors sometimes against senses that maybe we can't hone in on.
I agree.
Okay, so, sorry, I guess we're at 3 hours now.
My bad.
Okay. Well, thank y'all for watching. We'll have her back for sure because there's a lot more that we need to talk about. And I enjoyed this so much.
Ditto. Thank you.
Thank you for
Glad I
coming
got to hang out with you
on.
guys.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on. So remember, I will put links up. Me and Josh will put links up for her paintings if you want to buy them and help her get off the ground to get these prints going and stuff. Same thing with Hazy Arts. Go to hazyarts.com, click on the link, and buy some merch and some paintings as well. Thank you.